In this episode, dude. I don't.
No black cats, just straight facts.
Triple P certified.
Listen, we can talk about odds all day. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It matters what's gonna happen.
Welcome back to the Purple Play Pursuit. We are here to break down UFC 319, Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. UFC 319 out of Chicago, Illinois. Lots of good fights to break down. Main card and prelims, predictions, everything coming your way. But first, we got to recap last week. We're here 2 days late. It's old news by now. We'll do a brief recap on UFC Fight Night line. I don't even remember who fought.
Apex Vegas.
It was the fight between
Hernandez versus
Hernandez and Doleteze, and a masterclass by Anthony Hernandez. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll talk about how we did betting wise very briefly, but first, we have a big announcement, guys. UFC 319 is a special card. This is a special show. We started this show 5 years and 3 months ago, and we started it because we wanted to talk about fights. It was 2020. It was May of 2020. And we said, hey, let's hop on a little Zoom call, the boys, and just talk about this return of the UFC, Gaethje versus Ferguson. And we said, yeah, let's do that. We'll have some beers. It's lockdown, let's do that. And then I said, why don't we make it a podcast? And then like a lightning bolt, the muse just inserted the idea into my head. And I said, and this is after never making a parlay in my entire life, never having bet a parlay in my entire life. This idea hit me in the head. It said, what if we tried to predict every fight correctly and then we bet it as a parlay and then we called it the Perfect Parlay Pursuit? And the Perfect Parlay Pursuit was born May 9th, 2020, Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. 5 cards later, I hit a perfect parlay. Jessica Ivor, Cynthia Calvillo, look it up, 10 out of 10, a perfect parlay. Since then, Alex has hit a perfect parlay. Since then, Dan has hit a perfect parlay. And we keep rolling on. Now we're in year 6, and at the first episode of year 6, Dan kind of came on the show and he said, I'm quitting the show if my bets don't go well this week. And we kind of, I was like, yeah, us too. And he was like, no, I'm serious. If I don't win money this week, I'm leaving the show. And we were like, whoa, okay, like I don't think he's serious. But anyway, the last pick Dan gave you guys on the show is Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena, an almost 2-1 underdog against Bilal Muhammad. That was the last thing Dan said on this show before taking an ultimate summer hiatus for mental health reasons due to what I described as a psychosis. If only he had just bet on Jack Della at almost 2-1 dog odds, maybe he would have won money on the very last pick he gave on this show, and maybe he would have been here through the summer. And he experienced psychosis. He went away. But I have been trying my best to get through to Dan as a good sponsor would, as a good life coach, mentor would. I've been reaching out. I gave him his time. I gave him months. And then finally I said, I found him chopping wood, behind a log cabin and he said, I'm retired. And I said, we need you back for another card. I said, Dricus du Plessis is taking on Khamzat Chimaev, okay? We need your help. He said, God damn it, Luke. He threw that axe into the stump, and he got on that plane. So now I present to you the return of Danny the Betman.
He's back. What is up? Back from summer sabbatical. I was in the loony bin, and I had a little rendezvous with Nurse Pratchett, but sound of mine again. Had some vacation time. Went to Hilton Head, South Carolina. Did a half marathon. Did all the things you need to do to be mentally back, ready to rock. And fellas, today is a celebration. Not only because it's my return, and I'm the guy who actually came up with the idea of this show, but also we're celebrating the fact that in a mere 3, maybe 4 days, depending on how my calendar math is, I'm going to have won a ton of money. I'm talking the life-changing, generational wealth, and it's already set in stone. It's already set in stone, and it's a celebration. You can't celebrate on your own. It's a celebration because those picks are going to be in the open bet sheet, and we're all going to be celebrating. But we should already start the celebration now because, like I said, it's done. It's over. We're going to win, and it starts right now. Let's go.
And in an Amir Albazi, we have DDP versus Hamzat Chimaev. And I'd love to hear how you, Dan, are going to win all of your money on that one. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
There's so much to catch up on. First of all, we need to hear about what Dan did all summer. The marathon, Hilton Head, South Carolina, but you've been examining things from afar for the first time. Were there revelations, were there realizations? And then I'd love to tell you how we've been doing over the last 11 weeks. And then I'd also love to talk a little bit about UFC Paramount Plus deal. Briefly touch on last week's card, and then we'll get through main card and prelims for UFC 319.
Luke, that Paramount deal is nothing compared to the deal we had to give to Dan to bring him back to the table. They're getting $7.7 billion. Dan's getting $7.7 over the span of the next 14 years.
You know what? You got to use that leverage, all right? Just like a holdout, or as they say in the NFL now, a hold in. Strikes just in general, right? I know the history of sports, and I'm going to use my leverage to my benefit, which I have, and that's how I came with this deal here. You go on summer sabbatical, you get the mind right, so there's benefit there, and then, the benefit also comes from the leverage that you get, and we have a great deal. We have a great deal between the three of us, and the third leg of the stool is back, and I'm ready to rock and spread the wealth, like I said, not only to you guys, my friends, but also the fans and the family. We don't have fans on this show. We have family, and we're going to spread that wealth. Yo, Danny boy, welcome back. Andrew Kavanaugh. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Andrew. So, Dan, it's been 11 events since you were on the show. You only actually completed one event in year 6, the first event of year 6, which I almost resent you for because it would have been cleaner data to not have to do that. But anyway, so
no, the data is perfectly clear. Look down below.
So the first event in your absence, Alex and I went 7 out of 9. That was Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. Continue. We had some good, we had some bad. We had a night where Alex and I both went 9 out of 12. We had a night where our double P certified picks went 8 out of 10. We had a night where our double P certified picks, Derek Lewis versus Taliesin Teixeira, that card, Alex and I, and this is including underdogs like Walter Walker, underdogs like Chidi and Jaquani, underdogs like Jake Matthews.
That night.
Walter Walker beat Nchukwi. Walter Walker, Jake Matthews beat Njoku. And then, we also had, who did I say? Walter Walker, underdog. What's his name?
How about the man himself, Derek Lewis, underdog?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, so Jake Matthews, Walter Walker. There was another one in there, too. I forgot the fucking name. Tuco Tucos. That's it. The Tuco Tucos.
Right.
But so anyway, my point is 7 out of 7 that night with me and Alex dog hunting and succeeding. So 100% over 7 picks, double P certified. Then we went 7 out of 8 on the Robert Whitaker versus Ranier DeRitter card. We went, another card where Billy Alcana, Martin Budai, Bryce Mitchell, like a lot of dogs we were putting on there, And then, last week we went 5 out of 9, but our total, Dan, since you've been gone, 51 out of 79, 64.5% accurate double P certified picks, 11 events over the last 11 events. So
nice. Very good.
And, even though it says here 593, it would appear, Luke, you're down, $407. The reality is this, Dan. I was down a lot more. I was in the negative.
He was up a lot more as well.
So I lost the 1,000, went into the negative.
Let me guess. You just went balls to the wall on Anthony Hernandez and won
Hell
them
no.
back.
I bet on Doledeze. Are you kidding me? I lost last weekend. But
Oh,
no. I lost last. I was up last weekend. I lost about $400 last weekend. But I hit a crazy big parlay, which you saw. I won about $4,100. That brought me from minus 1,600 range to about plus 2,500 range. And then, now we're where we are since then.
am I supposed to be impressed? I just told you I'm going to win hundreds of thousands of dollars this weekend. You're talking about chump change. You're talking about $2,000.
But I did the $5,000 win. It netted out to 4,100. But before, I only bet $200 on the night. Everything else that I lost was in hedges. It was on hedge plays. And so I only risked 200. I ensured profitability very early in the card and bet responsibly towards my massive windfall. That is the way to do it, because then, and only then, are you able to enjoy the card the whole way through, have fun with the card, and not risk ever losing money more than a few $100. So it was a good.
I've got something to say,
Okay,
and I got to get it off my chest. I'm the only person on this show who didn't quit. Okay. So if you were looking for your PPP guy, the guy who leads you, points you in the right direction, you're looking at me. I'm the only guy who didn't decide to fuck off in Hawaii for 10 months. And
I did the show, just not with you.
You quit on the boys.
I did an episode every week. I never missed an episode.
Listen, you can call whatever, you can call your eps with Athena May whatever you want, but it wasn't this, baby. It wasn't the real deal. It wasn't straight into the vein like this is. Okay,
Right, so
I think
I'm straight in your
more views.
I've
than you
been
guys
here
did.
all along. I'm not going anywhere, and I'll always be here, baby. Let's fucking go.
Luke hosts the show. Alex never quit, and I came up with the idea for the show. That's the three-legged stool right there.
Well, I think one thing that, and let's have a sincere moment. Okay, ready, everybody? Hold on. Sincere moment.
Injected in his asshole.
That was not the one I wanted to do. Sorry about that. Hold on. Sincere moment. Sincere moment. I don't have any for sincere moments, really.
Dustin Jacoby.
Okay. Let's be serious. So, one thing I will say is when Dan left, I thought a week, maybe a week. And then after it was more than a week, I said, he may never come back. In my head, I said that. And then I started to say, okay, I need to think about a replacement. Okay, replacement. Who can I pay, right? And there really wasn't even anybody that I would think about paying, And then I think who could do. Then I shift away from it being a funny thing where like I pay like who would I pay? I mean, like who could I afford really is the question. But like paying like a Joe Selecki or pay like Eric Gonders or pay like another Athena May type of guest, right? Like an OnlyFans, somebody to replace Dan in a funny way. And I was like, nah, no, I don't know that, that would even be fun for me because I was a little heartbroken. You know what I mean? I was a little bit like, we tried. We did have the guy there was a guy, Dan, he was missing fingers. He was a big fan of the show. And I thought, fuck it, why not? I was kind of in a stupor at that point.
Hold on one sec. I'm going to leave the show again.
Listen, that was crazy that he just did that. and honestly, I wanted to come on the show today, guys. I wanted to come on the show and really address Dan as in sort of like a scorned woman kind of way. Like, I'll give you an example. In our group chat, I said, hey, can we do 6:15? And I said definitely can do 6:30, maybe 6:15. Alex said, I'm good with that. At 6:13, Dan says 6:45 for me. I guess he had to go he had to iron his tank top. I don't know. And I go, all right. So now in my head, I go, we've been doing the show without you for 11 weeks, Dan. We'll just, nothing new. Just start it without you. We'll just start it. Like, because I knew I was going to get a hiding from my old battle axe of a wife for starting late after telling her, because she wanted me to do the show late. But I told her I wanted to do it early because I'm tired. So I did it early and the boys wanted to do it early. So I do it early and she's like rolling her eyes at me, like all annoyed at me for doing it early. So I knew, I'm like, man, if I don't start the show till late now, she's going to be really fucking annoyed. So I was like, we'll start early. So then Alex was like, let's wait because we have some unpacking to do. And so I go, all right, Dan, I go, do you want us to wait? And Dan goes, I don't care either way. So I go, so now I hit him with, oh, we know you've made that much abundantly clear over the last 3 months that you don't care. So,
And I said, what?
so I really wanted
Summer
to
sabbatical. Some of us have been to Europe, others haven't. Okay, that's how a huge portion of this sophisticated world operates.
You should have got somebody to fill in, like they did with the Tonight Show, or like they do with I was going to use 2 examples, and both examples involve Chris DiStefano. What is that guy doing right? I was like, the Jimmy Kimmel Show, he filled in there, and then the two Berts and Tom in the cave, 2 Bears, 1 Cave, that one, he filled in there.
I don't watch either of those.
I don't watch either of them either, fucking Dan. I don't fucking watch either of them either.
But I watch Joke World.
I watch Joke World, obviously, who covers this stuff. I only watch Joke World. We don't watch Joke World.
If you can communicate this product, you can make money off the product.
I watch Joke World to go, oh my God. He's doing it. He's doing this, and they're doing this. It's like 2 birds, 1 stone of just hate watch, Which,
by the way, I will be in Riyadh for the comedy festival there. I'm opening it up. I'm opening up for Andrew Santino. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You would do so well in Riyadh. It actually makes me mad that you're not serious. I'm going to get in touch with those people. You would do well in Riyadh. I believe you would. But you're not married. You got to get married first.
I know. That's the only issue.
You can't bring your girlfriend to Riyadh, Alex.
I wasn't planning on it.
So my point, though, in all this was that I actually thought of there's one guy that could replace Dan, and he wouldn't be replacing Dan in the same way, but he would fill the gap. I'm not going to say who it is. Nobody would know who he is. He's a friend of a friend. He's my friend, but he's more of a friend of a friend that I've gotten to know over time. And when I forced myself, I said, this isn't about you or your ego or your ploy to get OnlyFans girls on the show and pivot the show into sort of like a Adam 22 type show. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that, Luke. It's about the show. What is the show? What does Dan do in the show? And that was like, I'm like, I know better than others, but I'm like, yeah, it's got to be a certain type of energy, a certain type of energy that is both antagonistic and kind-hearted and can be convinced with logic.
What are these pregnant pauses that you're doing with your sips?
He's been doing. This is a new thing he does. Mid sentence. He takes sips of his drink and then continues to talk. It's crazy. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I don't get enough. My mouth's fucking dry, so I don't get enough, and I'm like losing my spit while I'm talking. And also, these drinks I'm drinking aren't hydrating drinks, so that's part of the problem. I need to have some of this. Oh my God, that's so much better. My throat just opened up.
Double Stanley'd up.
Okay, so my point here is Dan's irreplaceable, guys, and it makes me very happy that he's back. How'd you guys enjoy the weekend? I mean, for me, I did watch the fights because I didn't leave for the beach until Sunday. So, guys, I just got back from the beach, took a beach vacation. I took both my kids and my wife, boy and a girl, 6 months old, 3 years old. Took them all to the fucking beach. Drove 3 hours. Kids crying. Get up to the condo. 3 flights of stairs. I carry everything of luggage up. Put it down. I set up a nice tent on the beach, 9 a.m. for the fam. They come out after. Oh, and what a lovely tent. Yeah. Get in the water, play with the kid, building sandcastles, the whole 9 yards. Sweet shop, ice cream shop, whatever you guys want on the arm. So I did the Lord's work this weekend. I did watch the fight on Saturday. It would have been great to win some money going into this weekend because I spent a lot of money on candy. But I didn't. I lost money. And the story with me is that I actually put myself in a position not to lose money, and I squandered it. So what I did was I bet on Elijah Smith to win in round 1. Fucking made my night. smashed him on the ground. It was a $150 bet to win $350, 352.5. So I won $200 on that. And then, when he smashed him, Alex, that was fucking amazing. Oh my God. Just boom, boom, boom. Loved every second of it. Then I parlay that. I bet 122.50 of those winnings on CLD by knockout. 122.50 for 361.38. So at this point, I've won everything back that I've bet, and I'm only in a position where, with the bets I have out, to lose like $50. And this is including a big bet on Roman Dolidze, $200 for $840. I boosted it 30%. So it was like plus 300 or something, or 320. And he was never in the fight for a second. Some people said he had a torn bicep. He hoped to God he did, because he was not in that fight for even a second. Roman Dolidze.
Oh.
He was not in that fight for a second. Listen, who has had more respect for Fluffy Hernandez than me? Since the Vieira fight, since the start of this podcast, we've all loved Anthony Hernandez. I kind of thought the Cinderella story was going to come to an abrupt halt, because I thought Roman Dolidze was going to defend takedowns. I thought he could defend takedowns. He didn't even try to defend takedowns, and his corner didn't even suggest it. They were like, do your roll, do the Granby roll. It's like, the Granby roll is not a plan A, bro. Granby roll is plan fucking D, dude. Plan E. But something was amiss. Something was off. I don't really care. It would have been easier if it would have been harder if I thought Roman had a shot at any point in the fucking fight. But it never for a second. And that finish, I mean, the knee and the fucking grab and the fucking drag and just dropping like a sack of potatoes. Aura on Max, aura on Fleek. Hernandez is the Riz Lord. But what I'll say this is, he might be in for a rude awakening. Because if that was a compromised Dolidze who wasn't even trying to defend takedowns, he could get in there with fucking Imavov, and Imavov will get those fucking underhooks, and he will not get taken down. He could get in there with Caio Borralho, and Caio Borralho will get those fucking underhooks, and he will not get taken down, and they will not gas out. And they will not get overwhelmed or play his game or allow him to get off. So I think the Cinderella story will come to an abrupt end for Hernandez. I don't see him fighting for a title. I don't. He missed weight. Think about that, too. He fucking missed weight.
He's a doper. He said he's a doper on fight week. He said he's like, I don't even know what goes on fight week. I'm just like high as hell and taken from here to there. You can't trust a doper.
And no. And he seems to think, I think that he might think he's better than he is with that result, with the results he's been having. But it's like the Brendan Allen fight was close. Like,
Brendan Allen is dumb as a box of rocks. Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori have less brain cells than a fucking stump. Okay.
And it really makes Marvin Vettori look like the guy on third base wearing a catcher's mitt here, because you can't beat Brendan Allen, you can't beat Anthony Hernandez, who beat Brendan Allen. You can't beat Roman Dolidze, and you can't beat Hernandez because he beat both of them. Maybe you could, but I mean, that might be the next. I mean, it's a shame Vettori can't string together a win, because stylistically, maybe he is the one that could beat fucking Hernandez, because he's not going to give up. He's going to fucking take all those shots and keep coming forward. And I mean, I don't know, but it's like Fluffy's got his eyes are too good. He's too clean in there. Like, everything's just he's on your ass. He's on your bumper the whole time, But we were talking about the Elijah Smith KO, the CLD KO. Both of those kind of put me in a position to save my night completely. But then I got a little bit carried away, making bets on people like Miles Johns, making bets on Christian Rodriguez in every parlay almost. Then even,
Christian Rodriguez. I mean, this guy, like, if you are not a flaming hot Cheeto of a prospect coming up, killing everybody in front of you, he can't beat you. If you're a seasoned vet, it must be one of these old dog new trick type of deals.
Let me tell you something though, Alex. I've been trying to square this. I've been trying to square this circle in my head, because it's maddening that he would lose to Mikolisa Acosta, that he would lose to Julian Erosa, that he would lose to Andre Fili while beating Austin Bashi, right? The other guy, the Midwest Choppa, Raul Rosas Jr., fucking the other one from South Africa, but Cameron Simon. But it's like maybe we aren't giving enough credit to some of these vets. Like, would they have beaten his schedule? Like, maybe we are. I mean, it seems to me that the only way you can get a guy who's a prospect up to speed in the UFC is to really take him slow and to almost let him jump like 7 things in the rankings. I mean, think about times that it's happened. Sugar Sean O'Malley comes to mind. He jumped the rankings to fight Peter Yan, and won a split decision, close fight, and all of a sudden he's number 2 in the world. Umar Nurmagomedov, same thing. You had the other guy, Paddy the Baddy, like they bump him up.
Even just got announced to fight Arman.
No.
Yeah.
When? Oh,
today.
No, but when is the fight?
Oh, November. Madison Square Garden.
MSG, not the main event. Wow, that's crazy. Cool.
So, but even like Paddy the Baddy, like didn't finish Tony Ferguson. Close fight with Jared Gordon. And he was slow rolled. Like he fought Luigi Venturamini his first fight. The people. O'Malley was fighting Chris Montino, Lucas Almeida. Like you really have to give these up and coming guys fights where they're going to be minus 500 favorites every time until they get comfortable, until they get honestly, almost until they fucking lose. Because it took Pyfer, losing to Jack Hermanson, who everybody's made a fool out of. RoboCop knocked him out. Fucking Dolideze just did whatever he wanted to do him. Like, so we're kind of onto something here. And from the betting perspective, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. I mean, Bo Nickel, they jumped him up to Renier de Ritter. And it's like, it's also a situation of like, you can only gather so much data, especially when a guy's in a regional talent pool. Like the people that they're fighting are all going to be kind of training or fighting in the same kind of style almost. Like it's not really until you get to the UFC and you experience that level of parity where it's like, okay, Bo Nickel is a Division I wrestler. Renier de Ritter's never fought somebody like that. Like what happens? Like we didn't know enough about either guy in that fight. That's why Tom Aspinall versus John Jones is the best fight ever to make. Because it's like this guy hasn't seen more than a minute into a fight, except for one time against Andrei Arlovsky, who is a crafty veteran who can take anybody deep into a fight. You know what I mean? So when you get John Jones in there, what's the greatest fighter of all time going to do against this guy who's disposed of everybody within 2 rounds? John should have just went at him all gas, no fucking breaks, and fought him almost immediately after Stipe. I agree. To talk through the rest of this card while I go to the bathroom real quick. Honestly, for me, I didn't watch a single fight. I sleptwalk the evening of this fight, and I tried to pee in my buddy's oven while sleepwalking.
Talk more about that, because I scattered the amount of fights that I saw. So
I wake up, not awake. I'm sleepwalking. Go into my buddy's kitchen. He's sitting on the couch. He's like, yo, what are you doing? Going to the bathroom. He says, what the hell? He starts walking in there. I'm pulling a pan out of the oven, getting ready to drop my drawers and pee into his oven. I've never sleptwalked in my life, by the way.
So he had a pan in the oven?
Yeah. Nothing on it. The oven wasn't on. You did sleepwalk when
the pan was in the oven.
Hey, Carrie.
Carrie Jane.
Thanks for Carrie Jane. I brought you up the other day. I said, I don't give a fuck about anybody. I do the show for Carrie Jane, VCR Repairman, Andrew Kavanaugh, all VCR. Speak of the devil, he shall appear. Come on. These are who I do it for. I don't give a fuck about how many people watch the show. You guys are the shit. So I'm going to give a couple shout outs to bygone audience members, bygone community members of old. Okay. Shout out Bruce. I hope everything's going well with your wife. I hope you got her over here to the States. I know you were working on that. Shout out to Omar V. Fucking
sir.
Omar V. If you're out there, you were one of my favorite people to talk to.
Oh yeah, the man.
Greg Greg, who could forget
Greg, OG Greg.
Greg, bit of a hot and cold guy, bit of a frenemy of the show, bit of a guy who would come in, he was really friendly, and then he would kind of break bad on us, but then he'd always kind of, he is friendly banter, fireside talk. I understand that. And then who else? I mean, there's some really good ones, that have come and gone. I mean, remember who was the
Cowboy?
kiss? Dorson, Money Dorson.
Dorson.
Always with the kiss of death, Money Dorson. It seemed like he would come in, all right, fuck it, bet, and we'd be like, no. He'd be like, all my bets have lost. I'm just going on this one. Like, that's the opposite of what you should do. So many. Remember, I mean, there was that girl that was watching the show for a while that nobody believed was real, but then she had her own channel. I forget her name. Lots of great people have come and gone. Oh, who could forget?
You?
I'm forgetting. Steve Miocic's old training partner.
Who?
Huh?
Remember the fighter that was training at Strong Style? He was in the Discord for a little while. Welcome back, Danny Boy, says V-Sir Repairman.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.
Oh, Tom Black,
Tom Black, the legend. The legend, Tom Black.
R.I.P. to fill in his name.
Michael Lehrer.
Michael Lehrer, very famous, big time community member. Michael Lehrer was in the comment section right up until his very timely end. I would call it an untimely end, but he timed it. It was timed. It was a timed end.
So, I guess it was timely. He chose.
It was timed. It could not have been. It was punctual, if nothing else. It was. It was a schedule.
It was too late, in his opinion. Like, he was begging for that.
If you ask Mike, it was much too late. But if you go by the definition of the word timely, I mean, this was a scheduled appointment. It could not have been. Nothing terrifies me more than the thought of that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paramount Plus, UFC, big takeaway for me, and I know people have a lot of takeaways.
It's like, oh, that's your takeaway?
My takeaway is I'm going to save $1,000 on paying for paper because, a lot of people are like, RIP Stream East, RIP Cracked Streams. Man, it's been a good 10 years. Like, it's been a good 10 years of what? Like, and I'm no prude, right? Like, I was in college, right? Like, and if I was in college and I was in a cab on the way to a fucking party, I can't buy a pay-per-view, but I had a Samsung. And back then, MMA Linker, MMA Core, MMA, there were ways to watch the fights on the way to a party in college, if need be. But I also just missed some of those days. But my point is, if I was home and able in high school until my adult life, I just talked my fucking mom into buying the pay-per-view and collected $5 from like 4 friends and was like, here you go, Mom, I got this. And she'd be like, just tell them to fucking keep it. What's $20? But you say, hey, bring the wings. I organized the fight parties, the watch parties at my house for decades, at every house I've ever had. And even if I was alone in Costa fucking Rica, I would VPN and find a way to watch that fight, right? So I'm just saying, I don't care. I'm not a brokey. I want the fight to stream, and I want there to be no excuse for why I missed it. I want to just have it. I need to possess it. I need to have it. I need to go, okay, cool, I got it. I'm watching it. Like, nothing is. I'm watching on my phone. I'm watching on my laptop. I have the fight. I can watch it even if I have to watch it on my fucking phone. If nobody in this room wants to put it on that TV, I'm watching on my phone. I need that level of control. So I do buy every pay-per-view. Call me a nerd, whatever you want to call me. I do buy every pay-per-view. And I am going to save $1,000 by not having to do that. So I will gamble that $1,000. And as a matter of fact, I just got $1,000. Is how I look at it. So,
I think I actually might miss the pay-per-view model. I think, some people might call me crazy, but there's something special that comes about. It's like, oh, there's a fight on tonight. Your friends that don't know anything about fighting, UFC, whatever. I should be like, yeah, not only is it a fight, it's a pay-per-view. That's how big it is, right? There's something that comes about when you actually have to pay for it. I hope the quality doesn't go down. The only thing that I have in mind is like, okay, well, the Super Bowl, The Super Bowl, that's kind of big. That's a huge sporting event, probably the biggest in America. You don't have to pay for that. So that's what's kind of keeping me at bay here. So I really hope the quality of the product doesn't go down. But even so, kind of like what you were saying, Luke, back in the day, I remember the first pay-per-view I ever bought, and I felt like such a man. It was Carlos Condit and Robbie Lawler. That was the first one that I ever bought as a fan. And when I got it, when I put that in, I was like, man, I'm got hair on my chest. I'm a grown man now. I bought a pay-per-view. Friends are coming over. You got the wings, like you said, Luke. You got the pizza, the beer, whatever. Something about a pay-per-view, man. I'm a little nostalgic about it. When it comes to the not paying $80, yes, that will be nice, but I think I'm going to miss a little portion of the pay-per-view process.
I think growing up when we did, I was born in 93. I think, I was a fan of Attitude Era WWF. Like I saw pay-per-view, like you said, as something like with prestige, like, oh shit. Like it does add to the night. It is interesting. Like I'm a student of marketing, and the psychology of it is interesting. Like I used to walk dogs for a living and watch dogs overnight,
Paper walk.
Yeah. But no, I would also watch dogs for people when they went on vacation.
Some would
overnight.
say harbor them.
I would give them safe harbor, asylum, refuge. And one time I was on the website rover.com and we set our rate at like $35 a night. And we just got so much demand that we just were like supply and demand. I went to business school. When demand increases, you must increase costs, right? So I increased costs to like $50 and then at one point like $70 a night. And people actually told me, rich Manhattanites told me, they said, hey, we actually picked you because we saw some of these other people on there willing to do it for $20 a night, $30 a night. And we were like, how good of care are they taking care of our fucking dog if that's all they're charging? So that's like a more sophisticated mindset, is like they felt better about what they were getting just because I was charging them more.
Yeah.
They actually felt better.
Shit out of those dogs. He didn't feed them. He kicked them.
That's not true. Don't ever say that.
Hit him with
That
the
is-
newspaper.
It will come up. Dude, I'd rather you tell me I killed a person. I'd rather you tell people I killed a person. Like that's not true, everybody.
And when you look into it,
that was the wrong drop. But it's not true. What he said. So anyway,
Look into Luke.
for my life.
We gotta look into Luke's dog sitting days.
no, you definitely. The dogs are pack creatures. I am the pack leader. I rehabilitate
Look into it.
dogs. I train humans. My dog days are over. I won't even own a dog anymore. That's how.
All days of summer.
Once you see how the sausage is made, you're like, it's like when you're. I don't want to say it, but you can never go back. Once you see that these dogs loved me as much, if not more, than they loved their owners, you go. They don't really love you. It's an opportunistic love. They love the person that's being nice to them in the moment. Anyway, deep. Your dog doesn't love you. Moving on. So the Paramount deal, I'm pumped. I think it's cool. Here's my thing. Could the quality of this streaming go down? Well, it was pretty fucking bad on ESPN.
How could it be worse? How could it be worse?
Nothing I'm not used to. And by the way, if you do have ESPN Plus and you've bundled it with Disney Plus, what I learned recently a few months ago is go through the Disney app, go to the ESPN slider within the Disney Plus app, access it that way. I think it's probably due to the fact that there's just less live streaming going on at an even time on Disney Plus app than there is on the ESPN app, which is showing fucking girls softball in Wichita, Tennessee. Like, like who cares?
Like Wichita, whatever.
Wichita, Tennessee.
Wichita, Kent, Tennessee.
So
those are three completely different places.
Kenton Narrows Boulevard. So we got we got that out the window. It's going to be fine streaming. And then the quality's not going to go down because there's no other game in town. Like, what are they going to go to the fucking PFL? Like, there's no other game in town.
I mean, the UFC announced this year that they bumped up to 1080p for the first time in 2025. They decided it's time for 1080p. 8K is a thing, I believe. I believe they might even have 16K at this point. And the UFC is like, pat us on the back, ladies and gents. We're hitting you with 1080p now. This podcast is in more than 1080p.
It's in 1080p, exactly. But the people who say, "Oh, what about the pay-per-view stars? They're not going to want to fight." They already don't. They already fucking don't. Izzy Adesanya rarely fights. George Masvidal is retired. Nate Diaz is retired. Conor McGregor is retired. John Jones is retired. Who else is up? Alex Pereira. Where is he? Like,
MMA Guru said it
You could
best.
give him a break. He fought like 15 times from 2023 to 2024. So
The Guru said it best. He said, I don't give a fuck how much the fighters are getting paid. There's an inactivity problem with the UFC right now. So clearly they're getting paid enough. These guys aren't fighting enough. They're all fighting once a year. They think they can all fight once a year.
And Chael Sonnen echoed those sentiments where he said, you know, all you need to know, just figure out that they are paid a lot more than you think they are, is multiple champions have taken multi-year hiatuses and not. He's like, could you do that? Could you just not work for a year? Like, so, and not to mention when you have the belt, you're still getting money. You know, sponsorships. You're getting money from appearances. You're getting money from thises and that's. And so, either way, overall, they're gonna look. We were at Spike TV, then Fox, then ESPN. This is the fourth one.
And Fuel TV. Don't forget Fuel.
And remember, you know, Spike became Paramount, so we're kind of back to full circle.
yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah.
But really, it's just a necessary next step. I think to grow the sport because people don't want to buy pay-per-views. Like, I'm a fucking rare outlier, like that I will actually do that without question every single Saturday or once a month. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. That's not lost on me, right? And like I said before,
happen to be somewhere and buy a pay-per-view. I'll be at like my freaking girlfriend's sister-in-law's house and be like, we got to get the pay-per-view right now.
That's a fair point. I mean, it's not about. Here's the thing, Sweet Pea Crable. Let me break this down to you guys. Okay, if the UFC sucks now, when was it great? It was great when you remember it being great, which is probably during a great time in your life. It's kind of like music. It's kind of like pizza. Like, what's your favorite pizza? It's probably the pizza in the place you went to as a kid that has great memories. You know what I mean? The pizza place.
Well, I disagree. I disagree entirely.
Let me explain. I'm just saying that it's up to you. I decided I found something I like in Ilia Topuria, and now I like him as much as I fucking. When I hear his walkout music, I get just as excited. I get as excited as I did when I heard Anderson Silva's walkout music, and that's really what it comes down to: is do you get excited when their walkout music hits the fucking speakers? Really, if you want to ask yourself, do I care? It's like the anticipation that. And do you like their interviews? Do you like? That's really what this is all about. It's about. Do you like their interviews? Do you like how they conduct themselves the week of the fight? Do they get you to care? And then when their music hits the speakers, do you get a chill? Does your hair stand up on end? Do you go, I fucking am excited to see what is about to happen here because this guy raised the stakes. He said, I'm going to knock him the fuck out in the first round. He said, I'm going to knock him out. That now he's got to back it up. He made me give a fuck. Thank you, Ilia Topuria. When Anderson Silva was on his legendary run, every fight he had stakes. George St. Pierre, every fight had, even if GSP's fighting style was boring, it had stakes to it. There was stakes. It was records. It was legacy. It was dynasty, right? And that's what it takes for us to care in the UFC. Now, that a lot of the time it comes down to matchmaking. It comes down to, but there's a lot the UFC can't control. It comes down to timing. You know, they can try their best to build a fucking star. How long have they been trying to build Hamza Chimaev as a star? He gets a fucking cold. You know? But trust me, I mean, if he can get his shit together, he could be like Ilia Topuria. He could be somebody who people get just as excited to see fight as Khabib, as fucking Brock Lesnar, you know?
Yeah, but you were a WWF fan, and you're into the dramatics of these fights and the heaviness and all this stuff. Like the product itself, and DDP mentioned this on an interview I was listening to his earlier today, where he was like, it started out, these guys were brawlers who came in there. Those were entertaining fights. Then we got these technician martial artist guys who were just super, super technique driven. And that's kind of what it turned into. And it's kind of like that right now. And then DDP is the guy who's still knocking. He's out there. He's a brawler. He's a guy who's going to go out there and he's going to give you your money's worth every time he steps in the cage. You know, he's saying that now everybody's technique is so good, it's coming down to who's the guy who has the killer instinct. And that's why he thinks that the pendulum is swinging back into more violence in the UFC. But I think that the product itself, in terms of the fights, I agree that when you have all these technicians, it's really hard to get an entertaining fight.
You're right. I think that a lot of fighters are getting the wrong messaging from their coaches, their quartermen. I think that a lot of these coaches and quartermen are happy to go out there and log minutes and have learning experiences and bring stuff back to especially when people are earlier in their career. I think there's very few people who have the mentality of a John Jones or, others who, like, maybe not. John Jones is maybe not the best example, but what I mean is when you go out there to fight, if you're going 3 rounds with somebody, you're exponentially increasing the opportunity for them to hurt you, hit you, cut you. Even if you win, if you come out of that fight with damage that you've taken,
broken hand happens all the time.
A cut, like, these things happen, especially as time goes on. So I like a fighter who goes in there and says, fuck the rules and fuck the money, fuck all of it. I'm here because he's trying to kill me and I'm trying to kill him, and I'm gonna be the one who gets out of this clean. Like, this is dangerous, and the more seconds I'm in here, the more dangerous it is, and I need to get in and out. The only way to ensure you take the least amount of damage is to fight the least amount of time. You got to get in and out, and treat it like you're an assassin going in there to take this guy out. So many guys treat this like a sport. They treat this like hug him at the end, go back to the fucking locker rooms together, and be like, oh, when you hit me with that jab, that was great. How'd you do that? No. Ew. Disgusting. Just, who does that? What's his face? Asking Jared Van Dera, asking Alexei Olenek how he got him in that. Hey, Jared, you're not gonna fucking get someone in it the next time you go out there. So
I think that was his last fight.
Quit wasting this guy's fucking time. You know what I mean? This isn't like, if this were, like McGregor said, if this was fucking the battlefield, or actually Nate Diaz said this about McGregor. If this was the battlefield, you're already dead. You're already dead. Your house is burned. Your kids are slaves. Your wife is his wife now. Like, if this were Game of Thrones, you know what I mean? So, like, take it seriously.
Absolutely.
Say what you want about the Diaz brothers, but at least their losses, they're not getting, like, finished. I mean, maybe you can say Diaz against Josh Thompson. Okay, maybe you can say Nick Diaz against fucking Robbie Lawler in his last fight. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when they were competing at the highest.
Nick Diaz went right out from that fight to Mexico.
And Nate Diaz boxed Jake Paul to a decision, who is the best boxer of the current era. He dropped Anderson Silva. He knocked out Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren. Do we need to continue with the education session, or can we talk about the fucking fights?
Sweet pea.
He said, he was saying that, the UFC can afford to suck. It's like, dude, the UFC, and Alex, you said the fight quality. What's his name? Elijah Smith slammed Kazama through the fucking canvas last week with a power bomb. Framed the face. Boom. And by the way, nobody mentioned that that's the key element in the slam. Nobody mentioned, okay, you have to frame the face. I mean, let's think about it. Jordan Leavitt knocked out Matt Wyman with the slam. Cody Brundage knocked out Zach Reese with the slam.
Chael Sonnen mentioned this.
Chael Sonnen did mention it on with DC and Chael, but nobody in the commentary team the night of the fight did.
Because DC was trying to get it banned.
Knocked out Joe Selecki with the slam. But everyone at the same, besides the Joe Selecki one, everyone had the same commonality, which is you frame the face and you slam.
Bryce Mitchell.
There's no headbutt in the Reese knockout. There was no headbutt in the Leave It knockout. Yeah, their heads collided. Okay, shit, it fucking happens here, guys. Like, can we calm down? Like, they were talking about, should we ban the slam? It's like, dude.
Yeah. There was no headbutt with Bryce Mitchell and Kern Gracie either.
Maybe we should ban passive-ass fighting. Like,
maybe we should ban pulling guard while we're at it. Then you can't pull guard. Fine. Then you're not allowed to sit on your back and
you can't slam somebody. Like, are you kidding me? You can't like slamming somebody. Like that's like at least you have control.
Who's breaking this up? That
you don't. It was a speculative conversation. It was a speculative, but it's like okay, you get kicked in the head. You really only so many things you can do about a kick flying your way. You're about to get slammed. You can like open up your guard. You can let go of the head and frame with your hand. You can. There's a lot of options. You know what I mean? We'll let guys get head kicked and then follow-up shots to their unconscious body, but you're worried about a slam that he has absolutely way more control over the damage he's about to take from that slam than guys who are getting multiple fucking follow-up shots when the ref like any Jason Herzog fight. They had him in there a lot last weekend. It's almost like they know and want to piss us off. There were also some wonky-ass decisions. I thought Cody Brundage won. And then there was another weird one. I thought Cody Brundage won. Oh, dude, I bet O'Day by knockout, by the way, 75 for 637. He almost fucking did it. Oh, my God. Good bet. Didn't happen, but, like, he should not have been that big of an underdog. He almost fucking knocked him out and finished him. The other fight that I really took a bad beat on was Luciendo to finish Angela Hill. I know Angela Hill doesn't get finished that much, but she's 17 years older and she's over 40 years old. And Luciendo, I mean, again, like, if you're coming in there as a minus 500 favorite and you can't get a finish, by the way, that was a 100 for 650, so plus 550 odds, right? And I mean, again, maybe I shouldn't pull the trigger on some of these, but in the moment,
like, maybe
I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? All right,
miss 100% of the shots you do take.
Yeah,
for me,
guys. We got people in the chat here. We got more people than ever welcoming Dan back. I want your comments, but moreover, I want the likes. Give us the like. Give us the like and text all your friends in your group chats, even the ones who don't watch the show, and just drop the link for the live stream right now. Be like, guys, fucking Dan is back. Be like, who's Dan? Just be like,
you'll find out.
This is an epic moment. All right, let's get down to business. UFC 319 live from the United Center, Chicago, Illinois. 14 fights, a little too many. I like a 12 fight card, but this is cool. We're gonna get in. It's gonna be a late night, boys. It's gonna be a late night. We're looking at a pay-per-view start time of early prelims kick off at 6. 6, 8, 10. We're looking
it's the same every time. It doesn't matter how many fights they put on. Prelims start at 6.
On pay-per-views.
The other prelims start at 8.
Not everybody knows that, though.
What?
Not everybody knows that. I'm just
everybody knows that. If you're watching this show, you're a hardcore fan. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Dan is the special announcement. He told us last week he would join the show this week. He is the special announcement. I appreciate you commenting. What's the special announcement? And I had a backup plan if Dan bailed this week. I was going to have dynamic instability on, but she's actually been ignoring me lately, which is kind of fucked up. And we had her on the show.
Shame on her.
She's supposed to be our best friend forever. She was all smiles and giggles on the show, and then all of a sudden she's like, not answering my emails.
We'll get her back on.
No,
so we had,
she's not coming back. I'm telling you, she doesn't want to do the show. She's not answering the emails. There's been 2 emails now for 2 events. She's not going to come on the show. She doesn't like us. So find that other girl that Alex sent in the group chat today. We'll collect her and have her come on the show. This is the MMA girl. The MMA girl.
You said dynamic instability doesn't like us anymore?
Well, I emailed her twice. She didn't answer. So the MMA girl, we'd love to have you on the show. I'm going to reach out. I'll find a way. Don't worry. Don't call us. We'll call you. Okay. So first fight of the night. We got Alibi Idris versus Joseph Morales. Now, I know one thing, and one thing's for sure. You don't fuck with these Kazakhstani guys. You don't fuck with them. And this is an Ultimate Fighter finale. Yeah, Alex? No.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
It is.
Yep.
That's right. I knew I recognized this guy. So I've actually been watching the Ultimate Fighter. I haven't. Oh, this is a spoil. I was wondering why I didn't, because I'm only like 6 episodes in. I haven't watched like the last 2, I think. So I'll have to do that.
So Idris has been an absolute hammer through the entirety of the Ultimate Fighter. 2 first-round finishes. I think he had maybe a second round in one of them. But he's a beast. One of the fights went to a decision, I believe. But he's a beast. He can do it all. He's got good striking, great takedowns. Joseph Morales was a UFC bounce out from a few years ago. I forget who he originally lost to. He lost to Davison Figueiredo and then Eric Shelton in a split decision. So a judge scored it for him, and then he got bounced out, went to Cage Warriors. He's good. He's very well-rounded. He's fighting out of alpha male. But like Luke said, these Kazakhstani gangsters, man, like, don't want to mess with him. After watching both of their fights, I thought that Joseph Morales could have lost his last fight against the dude from Mexico. I forget his name right now. It's not coming to me, and Tapology hasn't updated the Ultimate Fighter, matches yet. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Idris Alibi here. That's funny that his name is Idris Alibi. It's like if Idris Elba was in trouble, what would he need? He'd be an Idris with an alibi, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm going with Idris, the Kazakhstani gangster. I think that he's going to go out there and absolutely ragdoll Joseph Morales because his wrestling was something that he kind of leaned on a lot in the house. But then in his last fight, he was getting taken down by a guy from Mexico who didn't necessarily have like the most well-rounded wrestling game. I think Alibi is going to keep Morales on the back foot the entire time. And that is where Morales started to fall in some of those fights in the Ultimate Fighter where he was on the back foot. He wasn't leading the dance. And I think Alibi has enough power to even put him away.
Yeah, so these first 2 fights, these Ultimate Fighter fights, I believe were just put on today because I was looking at all 12 of the fights, or at least
it's because the season finale was last night.
Okay, yeah. So I am unaware of these. I know this is a very lackluster start to my return, but I will go with Alex on this one. I'll go with the undefeated Kazakhstani fighter. I mean, just based on those 2 metrics alone, makes sense to me. I'm definitely not going to bet on either of these first 2 fights. So, Alex, let's hope you're right, and let's hope you win some money on this.
Yeah, his first fight on the Ultimate Fighter really impressed me. He's extremely dedicated and very talented. So, Batman to close the screen, giving Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas vibes. Yeah, it does look like he's in a hotel room. I assure you it's probably his apartment, but it does look like he's in a hotel room.
It's the blind.
Maybe it's not. Who knows?
Next up, we got Rodrigo Cezinado versus Daniil Donacheko. This one is a little bit more complicated. I definitely thought Matt Dixon was going to be in this spot fighting Rodrigo, and I would have taken Matt Dixon. I didn't watch the episode last night, but I heard that there was a little controversy. Daniil punched Matt Dixon in the back of the head, and the ref stopped the fight. And Matt Dixon elected to continue and ended up getting knocked out pretty soon after, from what I heard.
Like Matt Dixon.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a guy. Psycho.
Yeah, he looks nuts. He looks nuts.
He's one of those great examples of somebody who couldn't be more just like look you right in the eyes and say all the right things, but you're like, do you have bodies in the backyard buried? Like, what is going on with you? Like, there's just something.
Everything he says is right, but it just feels like it's just
AI.
Yes, shielded like Dexter. He's like Dexter or something.
It's too. I need him to be like. I need him to. I don't know.
Calculated.
Yeah, it's like you want to be. You just be like, listen. Can you just be upfront with what your darkness is, please, so we can just get that out of the way. We all got it. What's yours? Because it's. I'm worried it's worse. My imagination's running wild here.
Yeah,
He's like, my parents got divorced. Oh,
That is dark. If you, hey, it is dark. If you think about this, I mean, like, if I thought about having to, like, you know, put my kids, like, if they had to, like,
all right,
if they had to, like, do two,
joke.
But yeah, I mean,
We're all there.
Luke's parents got divorced.
I kind of didn't think it was that bad until I had kids, where I was like,
We're brothers, dude. It was a joke. Yeah, so I would have went with Matt Dixon in this spot. Lukey, you're married.
I believe that's Jared Kushner. My name's Luke. No, but and I'm already married, so I can't marry Ivanka Trump. I wouldn't marry Ivanka Trump.
Better. Yeah, like I said, I would have went with Matt Dixon in this spot. I thought he was the best fighter on the show for sure. You get proven wrong. The Ultimate Fighter is a gauntlet. Would love to see Matt Dixon find his way into the UFC. I'm gonna go with Rodrigo. You know, just he impressed me a lot on the show. I thought that the Brazilian bad boy was gonna get to him. Luke, do you remember that matchup? That had the best build of the entire season. They're yelling at each other every episode.
No, for sure. I really thought that the Playboy was gonna win.
Yeah.
I was on his side. I was like, yeah, how dare you say that he's like a, you know, rich guy from Brazil or whatever. At least he's still in Brazil. You're in Canada.
Yeah.
The fucking what? What'd you get? A fucking, oh, please take me in, Canada. Like, you know, like, you're lucky Canada's fucking soft as hell. Like, letting like, you can't. Charles Oliveira's in Brazil. Fighting Nerds are in Brazil. Your opponent's in Brazil. Why do you need to go to Canada?
And that guy was with the Fighting Nerds, the Brazilian Playboy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, no, that's not what. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, but it's just like, don't look. Keep that to yourself. If you're, if you like left Brazil and like, you know what's harder to do than be rich in Brazil? Be in Canada, middle class. You know what I mean? It's like you now are the privileged one. Just to let you know, like, even if though he's rich in Brazil, you're like middle class in Canada. Like, there's like 3,000 people in Canada. What's that make you? Like, we have like $30 million. Like, you know, like they divide it all up, right? It's like a communist country. So what do you have? There's not that many of you. I mean, you guys all should be rich. Think about that, Canada. You're a communist country. They tax you 65% effective tax. And yet you guys are all kind of scratching to get by. I mean, it's like, maybe
you don't even have to pay to go to the doctors.
Just do some math. Be like, government, how much money do you have? How many people are there here? Fuck. We're getting fucked here. Like, they don't need that much money. There's like 30,000 Canadians. I really think it's like 3 million Canadians. What's the population of Canada? It's like the size of Texas. Canada is the size of what U.S. states?
Population.
Population. I got you. Hold on.
Not land.
I think it's bigger than any.
Yeah, Canada's population is the size of California. 38 million. So everybody in California.
38 million?
We can and do subsidize California. You know what I mean? Like, we do give them water from the Colorado River. We do, you know, like, California has the highest taxes in the country. And
unless the wildfires come, then they get no water.
We give homeless people cell phones, food stamps in California. We give them cell phones, we give them food stamps, we give them, like, with just those two things. What else do you need? It's California. The fucking weather's 70 degrees. Like, so my point is, everybody in Canada should be balling because they have a whole country's GDP, and they're like, yeah, we want to be communists. Okay, be communist. Give every fucking one of those 38 million people $1 million from your fucking maple syrup and oil and what else you got up there. I don't know. Export some shit and get people fucking money. Lumber, like you got a lot of shit. Give it to
Jets, Flames.
I'm just saying, if I was in Canada,
Leafs.
it is a 65% effective tax rate in Canada.
How do you know this? What?
He listens
even
to
get it.
Jordan.
I don't even have. How do you
Jordan
get
B. Peterson, of course.
All right, now this is okay.
This is Google. It's a communist website.
You know the Google AI is on the side of like we want to get people higher taxes because they don't just fucking say it, right? They don't just. I go, what's the effective tax rate in Canada? Canada employs a progressive tax system, meaning it can tell me the fucking answer. You know what I mean? But basically, it's like Canadians typically face 40 to 53%. Now that's just Canadians, right? So like not even like someone earning $100,000 in Ontario.
Canadians or Canadians?
But that's also, obviously impact of location, everything like that. But what I'm trying to say is the top federal rate in Canada for taxes, it says it's 33%. That's not true. They have a luxury tax on luxury goods. They have all these. I said effective fucking tax. That's where they're not fucking giving me the information I want. But look it up. Fucking do your own research. My point is, wait, why everyone act like California's a disabled family member? They give everyone free shit there. Wait, what? It seems like at first you were like, wait, why are you acting like they give everyone free shit there? That's like I don't know. Former Mexican. I don't know. You're on. I feel like at first you were like accusing me of saying that California is like a burden. I don't think California is a burden. I'm just saying a Canadian-sized experiment exists in California, and we give the homeless people cell phones. So maybe since that's one state and Canada's a whole country, like maybe they could give every house a jet ski and a snowmobile, right? If you live in Canada, you should call your government and be like, why don't I have a snowmobile? I pay fucking 70% tax. Where's my government?
Make them call you back.
Where's my government issued snowmobile for all the taxes I'm paying? Oh yeah, Carrie's Canadian. Okay, so just tell these guys I'm right. The government wants to be communist. Us people don't. It's 30% taxes on income. I'm Canadian. But they also have a 13% sales tax, which is terrible. 13% sales tax on anything you buy. So that's what I'm saying. It's the effective tax rate. It's not about what the government says they're taking. It's about all the other little taxes involved.
Louis von Mises, capital gains, find financial freedom, brother.
What do you think about that, Dan? Renato Moicano declines the UFC settlement lawsuit check.
So he's not going to fight?
No. Like, so the UFC had a class action lawsuit. All these fighters were automatically entered. The UFC settled, so they were automatically entitled to money, a lot of money. They settled for like $500 million or something. So maybe there's like, and every fighter gets more money depending on how long you fought, things like that, right? So Moicano was due like $200K or $100K or something like that. I think it was like $100K, and he was like, I'm not taking it. So it goes back into the
for
pool.
him. He'll probably reap the benefits of that. He'll probably he'll be looked at as a company man.
No, wrong.
You don't understand.
Hold on, Alex, wait, Alex.
He didn't accept the free.
Oh, that's your takeaway?
He didn't accept the free government cheese. Yeah.
Any of size.
Bob,
you guys are
got
the
it all wrong
communists.
here.
You want
got
the
it all
money.
wrong
You
here,
want
B.
free
And
money.
it's just because you don't know about it. The UFC already paid this money. Okay, they already allocated this money. It's already out of the UFC's pocket. If you ask Dana White, you go up to Dana White right now and say, should I take the money from the lawsuit? He would say, of course. Are you kidding? I already paid that. I'd rather it go to you than some lawyer.
So anyway, Dan, the point is that Brendan Schaub and Moicano got into a huge back and forth over this because
I just told you exactly what Brendan Schaub said. That's exactly what Brendan Schaub said.
But my question to you is, Moicano is a student of libertarian economics. He shouted out the Austrian school, Ludwig von Mises, and one of the core tenets of libertarian economics is non-government intervention between mutual contracts. So he would be an outright hypocrite if he used his platform and his brand to position himself as, this libertarian guy, and then he is taking money from a class action lawsuit, something he doesn't believe should even exist. In
I
terms
thought you
of,
said he did not take the money.
He didn't.
didn't take the money.
He did not.
Right. So Schaub called him an idiot for not taking the money.
Okay.
Moicano said, I don't expect somebody without principles to understand why I didn't take the money.
Yeah, I agree
And
with that.
anybody who listens to Brendan Schaub is an idiot, which I took offense to.
What do you guys take offense to? I think
No, I'm asking
I
you. I'm
listened
asking
to
you.
Brendan Schaub, and he said anybody who listens to
I
Brendan
told you my
Schaub.
opinion on Moicano. That's fine that he didn't take the money.
No, but not because it makes him better with the company, because of his libertarian principles. That's where you were.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's all good.
What
But
Schaub-
it'll definitely help with the company too, because
But
Dana White
break this down.
Dana White literally has to say, if you went up to Dana White, he has to say, "Yeah, take the money, dude."
Let me explain to everybody listening. The reason Schaub committed a classic Schaub error is because he thought about it the way he thinks about it, which is like, well, he's probably just only foregoing the money so he can garner favor with more powerful people, but he's so stupid because it doesn't even matter. And it's like, you would only not take the money to garner favor with more powerful people. He is not doing it for that reason. You think he is. You're projecting onto him what you would do.
But that's also true. He will garner.
He will
more
not.
favor.
No, he will not. He will not.
Yeah.
More powerful and famous fighters than him have taken the money. Like,
Okay, so
Dan, let's role play right now.
Yeah.
You be an interviewer, right? Ask me a question about Moicano right now. I'm Dana White.
no, I don't want to do this. Why?
Luke, go ahead.
hey,
What?
Dana White.
What?
350 fighters, 150 of which are on active roster, took the money from the settlement. Do you have a problem with that? Are you upset about that?
What's this guy? This knucklehead. What do you want, knucklehead? You goofball.
What? What did he say? What did he say? No, the lawsuit's over. Yeah. Okay. Like, yeah, there's no garnering favor. There's no showing your company man.
Who issued the lawsuit?
A bunch of fighters that
Against
the
UFC.
that the UFC does now hate and kind of blackball.
Mark Hunt, Michael Jackson.
It's actually like, it's funny that like people are like, yeah, it's like legally they can't give favoritism, but that doesn't mean people aren't people who are like, yeah, he's fucking cool. He's a little rat piece of shit.
Moicano is going to get the BJ Penn, Diego Sanchez, Clay Guida. You need 6 losses to get him out of the UFC now, and you know that for sure. Like there's no way there isn't going to be some favoritism.
Listen, what I'm saying is he's holding true to his principles, and he will financially benefit from it by garnering. Like, yeah, it makes sense. What's wrong with this? I don't understand. And also, it's $100,000, which he can easily make.
So listen, guys, let's get back to the fights.
Which he probably does make every fight now that he stepped in on a day's
notice. He makes way more than $100,000 per fight.
100%.
So exactly. Listen. The point is that it's funny to watch people project what they would do in a situation onto somebody else and be wrong and expose themselves completely in a lot of ways. Because
being a charlatan werewolf.
Exactly. You got to be hold on. Okay, so let's catch up with the comments for a second. So Carrie admitted I was right. Sales tax. If all states were South Park.
No, she didn't. She said it was 30% plus 13% sales tax, which is 43, which is 20% less than what you were saying.
Former Mexican. We're East Coast guys. All of us have.
I knew you were in California by your name, brother.
No, we all aspired to go to California. Like that it's a dream.
The OC 90210.
Like it's a dream. Like selling Sunset. Californication. Just everything. It's California. It's amazing. Like I would love nothing more. I wish they all could be California girls. No sport people in any sport should barely crack $1 million to play. Yeah. only Mark Hunt.
It was always Mark Hunt.
Hey, as long as it's not Mike Hunt, I'm cool with it. Mike
Who's
Hunt?
Mike Hunt?
I don't know.
Okay.
Guys, can we just do an after the weigh-ins episode? I'm kidding. Okay.
Who do you got, Rodrigo or Danili?
Well, here's my quandary. Danil is somebody who I didn't think was going to make it past his first fight in the house, to be honest with you.
Same. Same.
So I almost got to go the other side here, but and you're telling me that we haven't seen it yet, but the win against Matt Dixon is suspect.
Questionable.
You know, I don't know.
That's where looking you in your eyes and talking to you is not a good place. When you get fouled in an MMA fight, do not look the ref in the eyes. Do not look the doctor in the eyes.
Well, especially when we know that some guys will get KO'd and kind of go into an autopilot state. Like a concussion is a concussion. So like, if you think there's a high probability that they have a concussion, and why would you think that? Well, let's see. Let's use a 3-step checklist. Did you see him punch him in the back of the head? Yes. Did it cause you, the referee, to intervene to check on him? Yes. And then third, like, did he show like instantly like, nah, like I'm okay? Like, was he like I'm fine and like loose? Like, no. So it's like if all three of those things are not true, you can't really trust his opinion at this point, nor should he have to even give one, because it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, to what degree?
Listen, if Tank Abbott, right, who looks like a guy who drunk drives, you know, if he gets hit in the back of the head and a ref comes up to him and starts talking to him, he's going to be able to do the ABCs backwards. He's going to be able to touch his nose. He's going to be able to follow the light. Okay? Straight-laced guy like Matt Dixon, who is maybe a serial killer, might be a little dead behind the eyes, might look like he's putting on a fake persona 100% of the time of his life. You got to call that into question as well. You know, he might not be the guy going to the bar, getting hammered and driving home, but he's a guy hiding something. Okay? He's been hiding something his whole life. You can tell by the way he talks. And I love Matt Dixon.
Anyone try to play basketball with gangbangers, when you get to the rim, everyone swats like they're about to spike a volleyball. No thanks.
What the fuck time are you on? Where are you gathering all
I'll tell you what, former Mexican. I'll tell you what. 2 of my closest friends, one I'm not really friends with anymore, but he has an Achilles tear from playing just regular old pickup basketball. And another one who I'm very close friends with him and love dearly, him and kiss, just had surgery on his wrist from playing basketball. Fell down. So that's one friend with an Achilles, one former friend who I'm not friends with anymore, with an Achilles tear. One close friend, surgery on his wrist. So,
Ian had surgery on his wrist?
No, Rich. And Hirsch is the one I'm not friends with anymore. So there you go. So, so okay.
I mean, it was thinly veiled. It was a very thinly veiled. You know, I'm not friends with this guy anymore. Like, I was like, oh, okay, this is.
Well, I didn't ask about that. I asked about the wrist.
Oh, sorry. Nick Hirsch. I don't really like him. I don't really like him anymore.
Why are you doxing?
Over a suitcase.
Okay, so
ironically enough, another sleepwalking incident. So thank goodness I didn't pee in my friend's oven the other night, because I might have lost a pal.
You might have lost a pal. All right, so we got Karen Silva. Well, so Dan, who are you gonna take? The guy from the Ukraine, or you said you're not gonna bet on these? You didn't watch Ultimate Fighter, but
No, I have no idea about these fights. I don't even think I gave a pick.
I don't even think I gave a pick.
You didn't.
I'll take the American.
Neither of which are.
Oh,
but
who's the opposite of the Ukrainian?
Rodrigo is South American, Brazilian, and now North American, Canadian.
Who do you pick, Alex? I'll go off of what you say.
I went with Rodrigo. I didn't think Danil would make it this far.
Say less. Rodrigo.
You see, I didn't think he would make it this far either. But I'm going to pick him here just because I don't like the other guy. I don't like that I was on the other guy's side in the beef in the house, so I don't like him. So it's just I don't see any odds. Like Alex said, I didn't think the Ukrainian guy was even going to make it past his first fight. And you're telling me his last fight, it was controversial.
What was that line from Kramer? Ukraine is what?
Ukraine is weak. Ukraine not weak.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's in Vegas, and then he was in Chicago. So at least he's safe. And yeah, maybe he'll get a win. I'm just going to go with him. But let's just get past these two fights, and now we get into a real fight. Dion Barbosa versus Karen Silva.
Here we go. Let's go.
What do you think, Dan?
So I'm actually a big fan of Barbosa. However, that being said, I think Silva has more experience. I think she has better top control if it gets to the ground. And I think she hits harder, although I think Barbosa might be able to put together a little bit more volume. To me, the X factor is going to be Silva fighting with the Fighting Nerds. I think they're like 150-1 in the last 3 years. They are, to me, the premier camp. So I'm gonna ride with their fighters from here on out until it's supremely obvious to not.
But it's already supremely obvious to not with her. She lost. She's the only one of them that's lost.
Nah.
To who? She lost to what's her face?
Vivia Rougeau.
Vivia Rougeau. To me, I actually
she's 65 years old, right?
Huh?
Vivia Rougeau, she's 65.
Nah, she's 30, in her late 30s. But as Alex, and I never forgot this, as Alex pointed out, estrogen actually is good for women.
Guys, I said that as a joke 4 years ago, and I hope you didn't really believe that.
I do believe it, and I think it. Listen, Angie Hill is still kicking ass at 42, so who cares? Did Lucindo? Oh, Luke, you were at the wrong end of this bet. Did Lucindo knock out Angie Hill? No, not even close. It was actually a pretty close fight. So I
picked Angie Hill. You'd be proud. I picked Angie Hill. You would have been proud.
There you go.
I think I did too.
Yeah, you picked a 42-year-old.
Yeah, we double P certified Angie Hill because you know why, Dan? Because we read a stat.
It was a good dog pick. It was.
We read a stat that if she wins, she would join Marvin Hagler, George Foreman, fucking Randy Couture, all these famous combat sports athletes they're the only ones that have ever won against a 17 years younger opponent.
Wow.
Never ever happened besides in women's tennis once, you know what I mean? It's so we could just see Karen Bryan and Michael Chiesa afterwards going, and Angela Hill joins the ranks of George lauding her up with George Foreman, Randy Couture, and be and Angela Hill. We were because they love her and she's going to be on the commentary desk. So it was
been on the commentary desk.
I could just see it in my mind's eye, her, and she almost did squeak out a win.
Yeah. I'm going to go Silva. It's tough, obviously. Ladies MMA. I think Barbosa could put together more volume, but again, I think the bigger moments will go to Silva, and if she gets on top, I think she'll win minutes that way, because I think she's very good with the top control. And again, coming from a elite camp, probably the best camp in the world right now. I think they've surpassed ATT. So give me Karine Silva. Love the throw too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Dogger past Diambo Barbosa. I think her loss recently to Miranda Maverick is a more respectable loss than hers to Vivia Rougeau. What I will say is Dion Barbosa, if she wins, it will be a fight that she made way harder than it needed to be at times. It'll be a fight that some people think Silva won. It'll be a split decision. It'll be controversial. But the reason it'll be controversial is because nobody's going to watch it. It's going to be controversial because people are going to be half watching it, going to the bathroom, getting drinks,
stats afterwards,
putting mozzarella sticks on the table. They're going to be doing things, and then they're going to look up and be oh, and she's going to go, and Silva's going to look away and walk away that was bullshit. What the fuck? And Barbosa's going to look way too excited, and she's going to be bloody too. And she'll look way, she's yes. And then, and then DC will be I don't know, because you had to give Silva round one because round 1, she had the takedown. And then I thought round 3 was close. So 30-27 doesn't make sense to me, Joe.
Yeah, this fight has happened before. Before they were both in the UFC, Karine Silva lost. This was back in 2019, 6 years ago. So she was a mere 25 years old, a mere Albazi, in my opinion. But I'm going to go with Karen Silva. I think Karen Silva has been on a bit of a heater. Let's see what Karen Silva's record was when she took the L. Oh wow, she was pretty 9-3 versus Dion Barbosa 2-0. So Luke, you might have something there. Dion Barbosa was coming in the game, only had 2 fights and beat Karine Silva when Karine Silva had 12. So maybe I'm just completely off.
They did this fight before, and she won, and now they're fighting again, and she's the underdog. Because that makes sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think it does. Since when is women's MMA consistent? You know, I think it makes total sense.
When does women's MMA ever make sense? Yeah. So I'm going to take Karen Silva here.
So, but guys, you got to switch the Poison Cup one last time. It doesn't make sense that she's the underdog after having beat her. Women's MMA never makes sense, which is why the favorite will lose.
No. Which is why
the favorite wins. That makes sense because people think that's going to happen. See what I'm saying? Other people are thinking like you're thinking. They're going, well, women's MMA is crazy, so I'll take her. But it's like, but women's MMA is crazy, so now that's the wrong choice. You got to do it.
Other people are thinking she lost to Miranda Maverick, who's a pretty good wrestler, and Karen Silva is going to try and take her down and submit her. That's why they think she's going to win.
Did you get my Princess
Bride
Bride
because she was taken down though? I got to look at the stats.
I don't remember, dude.
But did you get my Princess Bride reference?
No.
You guys haven't even seen.
I wasn't a Princess Bride guy, to be honest, and never saw it. R.I.P. Andre the Giant.
Wow. It's a classic. You got to watch The Princess Bride.
I was more of a
Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Yeah, I know. Life of Brian. You're a big Monty Python guy.
Monty Python, but never saw Life of Brian.
You, exact opposite over here. Cannot stand British comedy. Hate The Original Office. Hate Shaun of the Dead. Hate Hot Fuzz. Hate all the Monty Pythons. Hate them all. Could do away with the whole British comedy scene. Wouldn't make a damn difference to me. Jimmy Carr, I can kind of okay, but there's really
what about Jeremy Piven?
He's not British.
Yeah, he hosts the Emmys like every year, doesn't he?
What about Jimmy Savile?
You're thinking of Richie Gervais.
Okay.
And even the ones I like Ricky Gervais and even Jim Jeffries, like they will like portray themselves as one thing and then be the complete opposite kind of in some ways. So you're like, I don't really actually like you. I thought I did because of your accent. But now I'm realizing I hate you. So no, I don't like anybody. I like the MMA guru. That's the only person from the England.
Dustin Jacoby.
And Dustin Jacoby.
He's as mountain man as they come.
All right, so real quick. In the fight with Miranda Maverick that she lost.
This is a real lab sesh. Yo, guys.
I'm getting in the lab.
What I'm saying is the fucking audience, like, welcome to the fucking show, basically, right? Like,
are you ready for the greatest fucking night of your life?
Like, not only are we giving you the entertainment, we're taking little interludes here and there, talking about the Paramount deal, but we're actually showing you how the sausage gets made. We're actually in the lab. And you know how in class you have bio lab? This is like bio lab. Like we're like, okay, hand me that beaker. Dan, write this down. Alex, we're all doing stuff. This is the workshop. This is Santa Claus's workshop.
This is the workshop.
Oh, welcome. Freed. Triple P in full effect. Triple P is in full effect for the last time.
I loved Biolab. That was the one with the little girls and the big robots, right?
Bioshock. Nobody casually gaslight name pronounces like Alex. Best in the biz. Chael Sonnen is the best in the biz for sure. I mean, but see, Chael also can't say breakfast. So I actually think his is more of like a jaw issue or a tongue and teeth issue combined with a head injury.
What does he say for breakfast?
Breakfast. Breakfast. Not actually, no, not breakfast. Breakfast. There's a BREAKFRISK. Breakfast. He frisks that breakfast down every morning. He has a million of those though. Like he can't say a lot of words. But he uses a lot of words, so his percentage is still high. He's like 98% accurate because he's saying so many words. Whereas Shab is saying probably 50% less words with about 20% more disaccuracy. So it's like you hear it a lot more. When Shab
I don't think Shab says any words incorrectly. I can't even think of one.
Any of size.
All right, Dan, what were you trying to say here about
the stats. Okay, so Barbosa in the loss to Maverick, she got controlled for 3.5 minutes in the first round, 2.5 minutes in the second round, and 2 minutes in the third. So she's able to be bodied up, which I
by
think
Miranda Maverick, the best in the biz.
Miranda Maverick?
Here's the problem. You're not any good. But the problem here is he's not any good. That's my favorite thing that Cody Samtic says. He's not any good. Besides,
great guy. Never met him, never watched his show once.
Did you guys get my voice memo the other day when I was like, Rafael Faziv, Shamel Gaziv, Felipe Buniz.
You can go all day with this.
I really only got like 6. Then I have to start dipping into boxing and then like baseball. All right, so
Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah.
All right. Nursultan Ruzaboyev versus Brian the Butcher Battle.
The reason why we're all banned from Ian Gary's Instagram.
I actually just recently messaged Brian Battle. Why did I not think of this years ago? Messaged Brian Battle and I was like, hey, just so you know, like I've been in a war with Ian Gary on your behalf.
for the last 5 years, 3.5 years.
5 years ago, Ian Machado Gary's wife tried to dox my family.
No answer? No answer back?
Nothing yet, but this is fight week, so
It's
who
fight
knows?
week.
Like I just messaged him. I was like, hey, by the way, like I tried to get you a fight with Ian Gary 5 years ago, and ever since my life's been in shambles because Layla Machado Gary is doxing my family.
All right. I don't think she was doxing more so than she was spotlighting. We could say
Threatening.
I wouldn't say threatening either. She's very litigious. I'm very afraid of her. Please stop. I wouldn't say threatening. I wouldn't say she did anything wrong.
I felt threatened.
Felt threatened. Hey, she is a mother hen, a mother bear, and a tiger mom, and she is going to.
She wasn't a mom then. Not yet. She wasn't a mom yet. That was the whole.
No, she's been a mom. She's been a mom since before she met Ian. That's the big thing, right? Remember? No, but I'm saying. All respect to her. She's just being a mother hen to her boy Ian. She was just mother henning him and just tiger momming him. And we tried to just throw a the lightest of jabs.
College
style little banter. And she DM'd me. We were going back and forth for quite some time. And it got to the point, it was to the point with me where I was like, I got her in the DMs. She's already mad. Let's make her more mad. You know what I mean? Like I remember where I was. I was in Florida, very drunk, and just cackling because I was so happy that I got attention from her and that she was DMing me, and that every time I sent her something back, it was like better than like when I would be like in high school, like flirting with girls and like maybe we're gonna hang out. Like it was better. Like I was so excited to get back to my phone to see if she messaged me back every time, and every time my heart raced. And I wish you would DM me again. And
You had somebody who talked to Paul Pogba mad at you to the point where they were DMing you and commenting on your pictures.
And that says more about Paul Pogba. It says more about the people who have given her the access that she has. Because, again, I don't know. I mean, if let's say I were doing it with a fan of the show, which I haven't done since Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't done since the pandemic. But if I was like going like DMing somebody who was like talking shit about me in the show, like I know what those looks are like from my wife. She's, like I did it a few times. And so it's like people around you, if you should like, yeah, look what I'm doing. They'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? They kind of would back away slowly. So I don't know.
They're like, Alex Gumbaz made a video of you and Dan doing what together?
Yeah, it's
who is this Gumbaz anyway? I'm like, I hardly even know.
I've forgotten more beefs than most people will ever have in their life. I've forgotten them. So, all right. Well, we love you guys. We don't even exist. I guess that's the show. Psych. Nursultan Rizabov, Brian Battle. Now, listen, Brian Battle is somebody who I have the utmost respect for. He knocked out Gabe Green. He submitted AJ Fletcher. He beat the piss out of Angelusa. Came back, knocked out Kevin Dusley in Paris. Grabbed the mic, took destiny into his own hands. But a lot of people have soured on him over the last, I don't know, 8 months or so, because I was in a casino celebrating my brother's 21st birthday. I look up at the screen and I'm passively watching the fight. And even I thought Randy Brown won that fight, and I barely watched it. So what I will say is,
that doesn't help the stake to your claim, by the way. I barely watched the fight and thought the other guy won.
I barely needed to watch it, and I thought Randy Brown won. These judges had a fucking ringside view. They couldn't see that. But I did bet on Randy Brown that night. I thought it was a little bit weird. I thought he was an underdog, I think, maybe, right? I don't even know. I can't remember. But
I'll let you know right now.
I know it was something that enticed me to pick him over Brian Battle, who I have the utmost respect for. And now this fight.
Brian Battle minus 200 favorite.
Yeah, that's, I think, what it was. I mean, I was like, Jesus, this is a little crazy. So I think that's probably why a lot of people were upset, because they saw that there was some value on Brown there. Now, Rosaboev, I mean, he knocks out Eric McConaughey 5 months ago. He beats Dustin Solfitz 2 months ago. He's 36-9, 31
and
years
Eric
old.
McConaughey did the unthinkable. He made it to the final bell of a fight with Cody Brundage with no slip-ups.
Exactly.
Split decision. Kind of weird.
And a fight I thought Cody won, which is very ironic that like all these fights I feel he should have lost, now he wins one, and I'm like, and even the last fight with Marquez, it was like the whole saved by the bell, saved by the mouthpiece kind of situation. I'm going Ruzaboev. I think that after a split decision with Randy Brown, we're not getting enough comeback here on Battle, and I'm looking at it. It's a calibration issue with me. Because the line's wrong, it tells me the public's perception of what they're seeing is wrong, and that they're not seeing, I really equate Brian Battle to Anthony Hernandez at this point. I feel he is very good, very talented. I have the utmost respect for him, but he's not as consistent. He's not the type of guy who is as consistent as he's been. That's really what it comes down to for me.
Well, how about
logic goes against the guy he just bet against, who killed his parlays last week, who he's equating this guy to, by the way.
Lightning don't strike twice.
So battle in that fight with Randy Brown, that was at 170, which he missed weight. Brian Battle's now moving up to 185. So I think that has to be mentioned. Will that be positive or negative for
He's
him?
a bit of a big guy at 170, but he's a skinny little thing. At 185, he's a skinny little thing on him.
And Ruzaboev is the tallest 85er in the UFC, 6'5". So he's a big boy at middleweight. To me, and Ruzaboev, he's been getting better since joining the UFC, because since he got into the promotion, he's been fighting out of Philly, fighting with the Philly boys, and he's been getting better and better ever since, even though he has like 6,000 fights professionally before even getting to the UFC. So this one is a little bit tricky for me. You got Battle as the favorite. I'm going to go with Battle. I think that the move up is going to benefit him. I think that his wrestling has always kind of been his Achilles heel a little bit, and Ruzaboev can do that a little bit. I don't think we've seen too much of it in the UFC, but obviously OF, he could do it. I think he's known a little bit more for his power in the UFC with some knockouts, but Brian Battle is tough as nails. I think he'll be able to he will be able to ride through the power of Ruziboev, who also doesn't throw with a ton of volume. So I think that it's going to be Ruziboev through like cage pushing and some good shots. Round 1, I think Brian Battle is going to come through rounds 2 and 3, being the fresher guy, not having to do this crazy weight cut anymore, and being the faster guy, right? Being a 170 guy for most of his career, but now moving up, and also just having more volume in general throughout his career. And we all love Brian Battle, so I like Brian Battle here. It's a tough fight, but I think he's got it.
That was a nice myth you spun us, but it's far from reality based.
Do you know why he switched his name from Pooh Bear to the Butcher?
Because the Butcher is a tougher name.
Nah, because the UFC made him wear shorts. He wanted to go in there with just a t-shirt on. He said, I can't use the nickname if I'm not dong out, okay? But I'm taking the Butcher. I'm going with Brian Battle. Love Brian Battle. My Matty Betts, go Eagles. Go Birds. Go Birds. And former Mexican, you must have watched the show for a long time because I have the biggest crush on Matty Betts. Matty Betts is my man crush Monday every Monday. So Matty Betts, Brendan Schaub, they're my North Stars, B. So if I could ever get to meet Matty Betts, Bear DeGilio, Matty Betts, Bear DeGilio, Brendan Schaub, my North Stars, want to meet those guys more than anything. If we could get them on the podcast, I'd probably spontaneously combust. I'd be so excited. Get me in a room with those guys. I want to feel those guys. But give me Brian Battle. Brian Battle by either late finish or unanimous decision. This Ruziboev, he can gas. He can gas all he wants. And, Luke's putting all his eggs in this basket. This guy is only beating Dustin Stolfitz. Dustin Stolfitz is a gardener compared to Sean Strickland, who cries in public. Okay? He cries in public, and he's calling this guy a gardener in a war zone and not a warrior in a garden. Right? Didn't he say something like that? He's too zen. He's too, I don't know.
He did say that.
He said he's a hippie or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Give me Brian Battle.
Okay. I'm the only one on Ruziboev. That's fine.
And stuff your sorries in a sack for that. You have nothing to apologize.
This is great. This would have been one of those ones where I convinced you to jump ship and you would have agreed. But now that
you would not have. I'm not impressed with Ruziboev.
Neither am I. And I'm very impressed with Battle.
Yeah.
Edson Barboza versus Jakar Close.
Ooh.
37. Ooh. This is going to be interesting. 24-12, Edson Barboza, 39 years old, 5'11", 75-inch reach. He is going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. He's going to have a 2-inch height advantage over Jakar Close, who's only 2 years younger than him at 37 years old. This fight will take place. Where will this fight take place?
155. Barboza's moving up for the first time in a couple fights.
I mean, Jakar Close, he's going to sacrifice that much height and reach on him? And Barboza's been down at 45?
Well, that weight cut for Barboza has been death for the last couple of fights.
Yeah. And I really don't think it's going to get better for him here. I think he's the better fighter by a country mile, but something just tells me that I don't know. Something just tells me that he's way too war-torn. He's not entering this. If he already had to move up in weight, what's the goal here? This is my question. Yeah. I need to know from Edson Barboza, what's the goal here? Because I know
anymore. It's not like he thinks, what's the
goal? We need Jakar Close, and then what? How many more fights are we going to do here? Is the goal the title? Is it the 155-pound title? Are you going to fight Ilya Taporia?
That's what I'm saying. No.
So, okay, so what's the
Doesn't
goal?
want to wait.
Because this isn't a big fight. This is just Eric Anders versus Chris Weidman. And who won that? Eric Anders. And who would you have thought is the better fighter? Chris Weidman. That's this exact fight. That's this exact motherfucking fight. It's Eric Anders versus Chris Weidman all over again, and Jakar Close is going to win.
Dicey. Danny, did you pick yet?
No, I'll go ahead if you want me to.
Go right ahead. Scoot
All right.
on by.
I'm going to sway this one through Triple P on Jakar Close. I agree with Luke. This is one of the dogs I got. I think that his style will stymie Edson Barboza. Barboza kind of struggles with guys who take it to him, right? The guys who like to cage push, threaten a takedown, not necessarily get it because Barboza is really good at takedown defense, but the guy that's going to push the pace, put more volume than Barboza is willing to put out, and do the cage pushing and just make it a dirty fight. I think that is Jakar Close all the way. Yes, Close is also 37, but I think his age is less of an issue. Regardless of the push from Jeremy Stevens and the spinal tap or whatever the hell happened that time. Regardless of that, I think that Barbosa's 39 is a lot worse than Jakar Close's 37. Certainly more war-torn. And also, like Luke brought up, the weight fluctuation is kind of concerning to me. So I think it's going to be close. But I think that, what was the last person that Edson Barboza knocked out?
Close. Jakar Close.
Yeah.
Or close
In my mind's eye, I don't see Barboza knocking out many people these days. Even though he's still fast and explosive, he's not knocking anybody out. So if you're tough enough and you're willing to go into the fire and take it to him, which Close is, I think you'll be able to win. So I'm going to take this dog shot at plus 120 on Jakar Close.
Dan, I must have missed something there. You said Close is training with Steiny from Nelk? He's a Nelk boy?
He's an elk boy through and through.
So is Ilya Taporia.
Hey, and I like the interview you did with the guy. Ilya Taporia said he loved the Netanyahu interview. I didn't think anybody in the world did. Yeah, he was like, and I like the video that you guys just put out. And Kyle's like, with Netanyahu? Dude, South Park had it right. Canadians, and I'm sorry.
Okay, let's not. Carrie's watching. Okay. So, what do we think?
I'm going with Edson Barboza. Jakar Close is a doughboy. He's a lightweight with a Jamal Hill bod. Edson Barboza is going to put him away with a liver shot, body shot, TKO late into the second round. I can see it now. Jakar Close, the pusher becomes the pushy, and he's going to get pushed to the limit here. And Edson Barboza is going to put him away with a body shot, a la Jakar Close, Jeremy Stevens.
I saw a crow on my porch this morning before I left the beach.
The Jakar Clo.
And I thought crows are a bad omen. My wife was like, I love crows. They're good omens.
What is she watching? Fucking Wednesday Addams? What is she?
Here's a bad omen. We've done this show for 5+ years. First time I've ever seen Luke in a hood.
Well, I just put this hood up, which is a very Grim Reaper-esque. And on the way home on the drive home from the beach, on the drive home from the beach, I'm driving, and I swear to God, a monarch butterfly. I'm going 55 miles an hour. A monarch butterfly. I see that it's an orange and black monarch butterfly, and it just swoops down, and my car just boom kills it. And I've always thought of monarch butterflies as good omens. My grandma, I think of her with monarch butterflies. We killed this monarch butterfly. I just realized I'm wearing this sweatshirt with a orange butterfly right over my heart. The crow, the butterfly, the hood, the butterfly. Watch my back. and watch my picks. Because these all could just be good omens in a row.
Or terrible.
New beginnings.
Terrible endings.
Not for me.
Abrupt endings for the butterfly, at least. And whatever that crow is munching on.
The crow, I think, was hunting for jewelry. Crows like to take rings, necklaces back to other people. It was I saw my bathing suits that I had laid out on the porch. I think it was like, oh, what's that? There might be some jewels in there.
All right. I didn't know
Okay.
crows went upon the 7 seas looking for doubloons. I didn't know that's what they were.
Former Mexican says, I like Murphy, Triscus, Parlay. Okay, we'll get there. Close happens to be still on the roster. Barbosa has no reason to fight killers.
Dead on, Sweet Pea.
Throw them all in a crazy parlay.
That's what we do here.
Triscus, Murphy, Close, Jessica, and Johnson Ruzzi. Okay. Hey, okay. Every Brazilian trains with fighting nerds, it seems like now. Luke is signaling Illuminati hard.
Ooh.
Never, bro. It's either a sign he's gay or he was thinking of the Butterfly Effect movie.
Luke's never seen that movie.
Yes, I have. Several times. I loved that movie as a kid.
So the first part is true of that statement.
Complicated. All right, so let's go forward. We're not going to trophy certify anybody in
Forward.
Forward and onward. We got
Alexander Hernandez versus Chase Hooper. Very interesting fight. 16-8 Alexander Hernandez coming off back-to-back wins is a plus 240 underdog against Chase Hooper, who is not lost in quite some time.
Have you deaded your beef with him? Another beef that
it's dead, dude. It said he'd kick my ass now. I guarantee he'd beat the shit out of me. 4 years ago, when he was 21 and I was 29, when I was training in Marcelo Garcia Academy every day, he wasn't going to submit me. I'll tell you that much. He was not going to submit me. He wouldn't be able to take me down. His boxing was shit. I was hitting the boxing ball every fucking day. Like, no one has hit the boxing ball more than me. No one is better on the boxing ball than me. Not even fucking... And that's a tennis ball. And by the way, I've looked into baseballs that I can put on there because the tennis ball feels light at this point. So you try punching a tennis ball. You try punching one of those little red balls you see Conor McGregor around, and you will do so terribly. That was a quick 12-second video. That doesn't even display my full skill set. I can kick that ball. I can elbow that ball. I can knee that ball. I can make that ball do whatever I want it to do. I can send it flying past my head. I can have my hands up the whole time. I can keep that ball in a straight line. Anybody else you see, they're looking down at the ball, punching like this. I'm punching like I would punch a person, straight at the ball as it's flying back to me, 100% every single time. Hell no.
I'm saying how you'd have to, based on how you and your dresser match up on the tape.
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. Speaking of that, I'm at the beach house. There's a washer, there's a dryer stacked on top of one another. The washing machine that's on top, it was the dryer on top. The dryer on top, the door swings open. You walk past that little room that's in right into the bathroom. Okay, so you wouldn't see it until
swung open and messed my hair all up. I mean, my head was fine, but my hair was
barely missed it. He saw it like Spider-Man.
The dryer door started right here, right at that sweet spot, and went way past my head. So it would have hit any of you guys in the head too.
Hey, I'm leaving the show.
Here's the thing. So I cut the corner. He needs to hear this, though. That's the problem. I cut the corner. to go to the bathroom. And as soon as I do, the dryer door is open, and it was right at my fucking hole, everything, right? And I go, shoop. I cut it, and I go, as soon as I go to turn to walk into the bathroom, drunk, tired, I go, and I get my shoulder up, and the thing is right here, and I'm like, and I narrowly miss it, and I go, and I look at my wife who saw the whole thing. I go, like, I keep telling you, I keep fucking trying to tell you, no one can fuck with me. I was like, babe, It's 10:30 at night.
No appliance is ever going to fucking take my kids from me.
You're such an idiot. That was a
No
drill.
appliance or
All that was.
dresser or
It was basically a
Wait,
drill.
no,
like,
maybe
hey,
you were in a fight you were in a fight of your life against a dresser, Luke. You're telling me that you didn't go 3 rounds with the dryer? You're telling me you didn't go 3 rounds with the dryer after a cabinet almost took your life?
it was the dryer. So listen, it swings out. My point is, it's basically a drill. It's like, okay, Luke, let's say you were on vacation. Let's say you were drunk. Let's say you were tired. And then all you were doing was going to the bathroom and somebody tried to sneak punch you. Would you be able to slip it and dodge it? The answer is absolutely fucking yes. Even in my worst state, my reflexes are automatic and it would never fucking ever, nothing would ever hit me. So
The dryer door was going like this.
Probably wasn't even moving.
It wasn't moving at all. You missed the whole point. I turned into it.
All right, I don't need the whole point. All right.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
You can watch it and piss. Watch it and piss.
Okay.
You told that boy.
Yeah.
Dance for me, boy. Your date is October 11th. Okay. That's exactly right.
We got Reaper versus Hernandez.
That's exactly right.
That's
So the point is, the beef is squashed. I would have beat Chase Super 4 years ago, not now.
because of the dryer door.
Well, I mean, now it would be a good fight, but you'd get the win.
Yeah. All right, Dan, what do you think? Chase Hooper or Alex Hernandez?
I'm gonna go with Chase Hooper.
Yeah, for me,
Hernandez wilts. Sorry, he wilts with guys who come forward, and Hernandez doesn't really throw with a lot of power. Ever since his first fight in the UFC when he knocked out Beneil Dariush on that fluke knockout, and Chase Hooper, he's got fucking chin of granite. Seems like, especially as a young 25-year-old buck. So he's not getting knocked out, and eventually he will get to a position where he could take him down, or probably not even take him down, but just climb on his back and choke him out. So that's where I'm going.
I had a deep conversation with Steven Seagal last time I was in Dubai.
That is the only job I have that's close to the one you're talking about, VCR repairman.
Listen. If Chase stacks that up over a month, you're toast. You're toast. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I've completely changed the paradigm of. Anyway,
you know what's crazy? We have talked about that so much that he thought it was a drop, and we don't even have that as a drop. That's crazy. I'm going with Chase Hooper too. Alex Hernandez wilts. He's a quitter, natural born quitter. I thought he lost to Austin Hubbard. He looks like this is a classic. Like, oh, this guy. Who's gonna tell the casual that this guy beats up this guy? And they're gonna show the picture of Alex Hernandez going all jacked up and Chase Hooper at the fucking M&M museum. And I ain't talking about curtain call, baby. But Chase Hooper is gonna win this fight.
I'll keep it short. I'm going with Alexander Hernandez. I just think he's a little hardier. He's gonna put the stopping power on Chase. He's gonna fucking beat his ass. So give me Alex Hernandez. All right, moving on. Jessica Andrade.
We get Dan back in the mix. Luke and I can't agree. Luke and I were lockstep before Dan got here.
7 out of 7, 7 out of 8, 9 out of 12. I mean,
that's why you guys lost so much money.
I got to get my laptop charger. Alex, you're hosting now, and just get us back up to speed.
We got Jesse Andrade versus Lupita Godinez. Now, I'll keep it short and sweet. I've picked Jesse Andrade against Jusevicius, against Natalia Silva, against Waluigi Marina Rodriguez, against Mackenzie Dern, not Tatiana Suarez. But your boy be picking Jesse Andrade, and I'm going to pick her again. Lupi Godinez has done nothing but disappoint. She does not have the physical mass that is required to ragdoll Jesse Andrade, and Lupi Godinez doesn't know a basic 1-2, hasn't heard of a 3, and 4 or quattro isn't in her vocabulary. So I'm going to go with Jesse Andrade, and she's just going to stud it up and bust all over Lupita Godinez.
I'm going to go with Godinez, although I'm not super confident. If you log into our open bet sheets, you will see a little bit of Andrade, a little bit of free space here. In other words, a pass. But as far as the pick goes, I think I got to go with Godinez just because I think the takedowns will be there. Sometimes in fights where Godinez should be taking these ladies down, she does not and exhibits low octagon IQ. However, I think the takedown will be there. That will be the easiest path to victory for her. And I think that's why the line is set as it is with her being the favorite. But obviously a tricky fight to deal with, but I'll go with Godinez.
Yeah, I'm going with Loopy as well. She's done right by me over the long term. Not a fight I'm really interested in on the long, in terms of 14-fight card here, but Loopy, I think she gets this one done.
Next up, we got Gerald GM3 Mershart versus a Triple P favorite, Michael Lajashek. Dan, I'll let you take this one away because I know you have a special place in your heart for Mr. Olajashek.
I do. This is one of my favorite fighters since the day I started watching, since this day he entered into the UFC octagon. Some people will say that he is, live to lose this one. He does struggle with the ground game, with the grappling, and that's pretty much Meerschaert's only path to victory in all of his fights, especially this one. But, now my boy Lord, he is with the Fighting Nerds. So I think that he is, he is figuring out the grappling, at least as far as his holds are concerned. And, this guy's only 30 years old. He's had a ton of UFC experience, but he's only 30. Not too much damage, in my opinion. So he's coming into his prime. He's going into the best gym in the world, especially a gym that will help him not get submitted. And I think that the minus 218 price tag, the last I saw, is very, very, very reasonable. Something that, is going to be a parlay pillar for me. I am not going to shy away from putting Olajashek in damn near all of my parlays. That's how confident I am. I'm riding with my boy. Let's go, Olajashek.
Going with Lord as well. Lord by knockout. I think he stalks him, hunts him, knocks him the fuck out. And, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Like Alex said, big favorite of the podcast. Love backing Lord. Love a guy who's got 30 fights at 30 years old and only getting better and only challenging himself, improving himself. Polish power. Don't have to worry about GM3 on the feet. It won't hit the ground unless Lord is sending GM3 to the ground. Minus 230 seems reasonable to me, but I'll take him by knockout. Next, we got Bobby King Green versus Diego Ferreira. King Green is the plus 170 underdog. He's coming off of a terrible knockout loss to Marcio Ruffi. Got submitted by Paddy the Baddy. Beat the piss out of Jim Miller at UFC 300. But before that, which feels long ago, but was only a year and 8 months ago, had that devastating, destructive knockout by Jalen Turner. So 2 bad knockouts within, a year and 3 quarters. 1 bad knockout within 5 months. I feel Diego Ferreira is going to be a little too fast for him. But it's tough, man. It's really tough to take Ferreira here because he's 40, right? As far as Tapology say he's 40. He lost a decision to Grant Dawson. I'm still taking Ferreira. Excuse me, Ferreira. I'm sorry, Bobby.
All right, I'm going to go with GM3 in the last fight.
Oh my God.
Oh shit, sorry, Alex. I didn't even know you didn't pick the last one.
Listen, you guys need to understand GM3, with these one-dimensional guys like Michael Lajashek, I love Michael Lajashek and I pick him a lot. I picked him against Kevin Holland. And he's a tough son of a gun, but I just think that this is a classic GM3 coming off of 2 losses. Both of the guys he lost to are ranked in the top 15. I think so. Brad Tavares is 15 or something, right? He's always teetering on 15 to 20. He's the guy that you beat to get a ranking in the middleweight division.
He's been good lately, though. He's with Eric Nixick, and they've kind of turned his whole game around.
I think he's always been there, though. He's always been an extreme
Right.
couture.
Not true to Chimaev, but I guess I guess as the talent pool in Extreme Couture has risen over the years, he's kind of come into his own a bit more. I've always disrespected Brad Tavares, but
I mean, Brad Tavares is a whole nother story. But anywho, the last loss against Brad Tavares, not a bad loss. GM3 isn't a guy who's going to be contending in the top 10.
Just to address for Mexican comment, we had Joe Selecki on the podcast when Bobby Green fought Grant Dawson. Everybody in this room picked Bobby Green to beat Grant Dawson, except me, who picked Grant Dawson. But I bet on Bobby Green the night I changed my mind, thinking about what Joe Selecki said. So we love Bobby Green. He's 40 years of age, and he just got knocked out really bad in his last fight, and even worse a few fights ago. And he's been knocked out by other fighters. So it's not about that. It's about coming back after 5 months after getting head kicked,
Anywho, if Kevin Holland can't submit a gangbanger but can submit Michael Olajaychuk, then I think the GM3 can submit Michael Olajaychuk. There you go. That was my thesis. What was the next fight, Luke?
Okay. What do we got? We got
King Green versus Diego Ferreira.
Yeah.
I'm going with Diego Ferreira as well. I agree with Luke. Although he is older, I feel like he's going to be faster. He hasn't taken as much damage in his career, and I think he's a better fighter. I mean, we all remember that time he beat Anthony Pettis, and we thought, damn, Diego Ferreira, like 35, 34 years old. I mean, I thought he was a lot younger when I saw that fight, but I think that was at Nate Diaz versus Masvidal, wasn't it, Luke?
Yeah.
He beats Anthony Pettis, and we're like, oh shit, this Diego Ferreira guy, like he's coming up crazy. He's coming up on everybody's heels. So I think that he has a lot more in the tank than King Green.
No, sorry, that was McGregor versus Cerrone. We were in the Poconos.
Right.
We were together when it happened.
Yeah. Anywho, Ferreira, he's gonna be the faster guy in there. He's gonna have a more well-rounded skill set. King Green gets hit too much, and he's at an age where he cannot take the hits that he once did. And he has way too many hours, minutes, seconds in the cage where Diego Ferreira doesn't have nearly as much of that, war-torn element to his career. Dan.
What are we doing? What fight?
Ferreira versus King Green.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to go with King Green. Now, here's the deal. This is a gut feeling more than anything. This is one where you say, hey, fights and fighters are not just linear, right? Like, oh, he's doing great. He's doing great. He's doing great. He's just going to go up. Or he's doing terrible. He's just going to lose all of his fights. There's peaks and valleys. And I feel like if you ask yourself who would win in their prime, King Green or Diego Ferreira, you'd come up with King Green. And I'm thinking that for a brief moment, King Green is going to find his prime in this fight. We got a guy in Diego Ferreira who, he's also an old dude, I think like around 40. And so it shouldn't be too bad here. I think I'm going to go with King Green. After this, I'll go back to fading him. But for one night and one night only, I think he's going to shine, not get knocked out, and win some minutes over the course of 3 rounds. So,
he will find his prime in the prime hydration corner after he is laid out on the canvas flat.
No.
Yeah. They should do King Green versus Tony Ferguson in
They did.
boxing.
Ooh.
Okay. Kaya Sakura versus Tim Elliott. Easy pick for me. I mean, look, I picked Kaya Sakura to beat Pantoja. Why would I not pick him to beat Tim Elliott? What has changed since then? Well, yeah, he's lost to Pantoja, but who hasn't? And that doesn't mean he can't beat Tim Elliott. He's only a -285 favorite, 7 years younger at a weight class of, what are they fighting at, 135 or 125? Either way, I don't like a 38-year-old that, Tim Elliott surely has overachieved and impressed and is somebody I have a great deal of respect for. But I feel like Kaya Sakura finds it on the feet. Head kick, knees, punches, knocks Tim Elliott out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Asakura. He's -310. I think the better play, the juicier play, is -2.5. I think, like Luke said, he knocks him out. Tim Elliott's coming off like a 2-year layoff. So, it gives me a little bit cause to pause because, he brought a good fight to Demetrius Johnson. Some say the GOAT. He almost won that fight, and he just has a weird style that kind of throws off the rhythm of any good fighter. He could take him down, have his way with him, but I think that Asakura's immediate title fight in the UFC against the grappler in Pantoja is a nice warm up for him going into this fight. I mean, if he could somewhat handle Pantoja, he could definitely have his way with Tim Elliott. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think the real play here is the -2.5 or Kai Asakura knockout, whatever better number you get.
All right, Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, like I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think if you want to take a flyer on this fight, you take Tim Elliott by submission or decision. I feel like those are the only two ways he gets it done. I don't think he's knocking Kai Asakura out. I think that Kai Asakura is just a little unknown right now. He's mysterious, much like Eastern medicine. I think that, Tim Elliott, we've seen him go through a lot, and yeah, we've seen a lot of bad, but we've seen a lot of good too. He's a dog. I don't think he's a guy to get knocked out super quickly. I think that he'll stick it out. The divorce is behind him. What was that guy, Luke? Your friend. No, your friend who was Tim Elliott's best friend.
Oh,
bare knuckle guy. The hillbilly was his name or something like that. Casey Kenny? No, Casey Kenny was so good. What am I talking about? He was like the Louisiana hillbilly or something like that was his name, and he fought in bare knuckle.
Jason Knight.
No.
Yeah, Jason Knight. Jason Knight.
That wasn't the guy who stole Tim Kennedy's Gina Mazzani.
Oh.
He was like a ginger guy.
Yeah. He fought Roosevelt Roberts. We'll think of it.
Speak softly and carry a big stick. Yeah, I'm going with Kai Asakura, but if you want to take a flyer, take Tim Elliott, 3rd round sub. Which is a bet I like. Tim Elliott, 3rd round.
Are you ready
sub.
for it? I got the name. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
You want to take a guess?
I know his nickname has something hillbilly in it.
But what does it sound like?
Kenny?
Kevin Kroom. Kevin Kroom.
Kevin Kroom.
Oh, Kevin Kroom. You looked it up.
No, I didn't. He had the switchblade
comb.
comb.
And he didn't steal Gina Mazzani. He stole somebody else.
No, it was Gina Mazzani.
I don't know. It was he stole somebody from Tim. From Tim.
Yeah, Gina Mazzani from Tim.
No news. Think about it, man. Whatever you're going through in life, they could find out that you were fucking doing anything embarrassing, and apparently we will all forget. Like, we couldn't even remember the guy's name that stole Tim Elliott's wife or whatever. Like, we couldn't even remember his fucking name, and that was like, for that week, Tim Elliott must have been like, I'm so fucking annoyed about this shit, But like, we couldn't even remember his fucking name. We were just talking about Tim Elliott.
Yeah, but nobody knows the best man at your wedding's name, and if he stole your wife, you'd be pretty fucking pissed.
But I'm just saying that, like, I was also talking about social embarrassment, like in public, shaming and things like that.
Well, I guess that's a bad example because I was your best man. It'd be like if Dan's best man stole his wife and no one knew who he was.
Also his brother. All right, so Jared Cannonier taking on Michael Venom Page. Ooh, for me, it's MVP. I mean, I'm taking MVP all day in this. I think Jared Cannonier is stiff as a board, too stocky, too slow, bad at striking, too pensive. He's not. I mean, look, he could be so patient and sleep his way to a win like he did with Caio Bravo, or Gregory Rodriguez. But that happened in the 4th round, if you remember. This ain't a 5-round fight, And I think Venom Page is just going to keep himself under control in there to not get knocked out. Because Jared could possum himself, rope-a-dope himself into knocking Venom Page out. So I think it's Jared Cannonier by knockout, obviously. But he's an underdog. So you could get a juicy, line there. And then I think it's Michael Venom Page,
My biggest concern with this fight is it's giving me shades of Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero or Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier, which to my lying eyes saw Jared Cannonier beat Israel Adesanya when I watched that fight.
I thought Yoel has more of a claim to that because it was such a close fight, and then he screamed in his face at the end, and Israel went like, eh.
They both kind of did that, though.
I was like,
kind of did the same exact thing. Yeah. And no forgetting Jesus. You never forget a Jesus.
Hold on. He said,
Casey Kenny's different. Casey Kenny is a great guy.
But Kevin Kroom, from a survey, most white males over the age of 35 get wife bang cheated by another man because they are too drunk from NASCAR racing. I just recently got into NASCAR and I'm 30. So
you got 3 years, Luke. Enjoy them.
If it is to be, it's up to me. All right. So, all right. We got,
yeah, but give me MVP. I'm worried about this one because I think Jared Cannonier will give more oohs and ahs. Huh?
I'm saying MVP.
Oh, okay.
MVP.
But I don't know because MVP is the type of guy.
When he made that song about Ian Gary, Big Booty Gary, or whatever it was.
Yeah. BBL Gary.
Yeah, that was great. And he turned Ian Gary into a wrestler. Oh, so you're a wrestler now.
Yeah. But Jared Cannonier could do the same thing. Jared Cannonier seems a lot stronger than Ian Gary.
Watch MVP on the Mighty Cast. That's a good interview.
Ian Gary has never played a snap of football in his life. You don't think Jared Cannonier, who used to weigh 265 pounds,
sorry,
played football, knows how to form tackle?
He could almost certainly take MVP down.
100%. Are you fucking kidding me? MVP's a 170 pounder, dude. Like,
not to mention, I think go watch MVP versus Paul Daly.
Yes. Give me Jared Cannonier. Give me Jared Cannonier. He's better than Paul Daly. He's more well-rounded than Paul Daly. Jared Cannonier.
Think it's a very good underdog pick. You got a guy who's fought for the title, who has fought at heavyweight.
I'm the biggest MVP fan in the world. But if MVP knows how to do one thing, it's either make a fight super exciting or super boring. And the guy who's going to be getting more oohs and ahs out there by throwing big meaty clankers at this guy, it's going to be sorry for my Robodians.
I just want to say, former Mexican, you should have your own show. I want to watch your show.
He looks like a tortoise face and he licks his lips back and forth. Like 1, 2, trying to. And guys, I'm not misreading this. Guys, I'm not misreading this. I'm reading it as is.
Like 1 trying to eat during fights. Watch next time.
Like 1, 2 trying to.
Now, honestly, I can guarantee you, former Mexican, that I'm never gonna not think about that every time I watch MVP. Every time I watch it, I'm just gonna be thinking, "What's that tortoise face that former Mexican was talking about?" So
Paul Daly, Russell Westbrook, Michael Page. Who's the 4th Ninja Turtle joining them? They are kind of Ninja Turtle-y guys. They have turtle-like features, Ninja Turtle-like features.
Dana White.
He's more of a ghoulie.
All right. So anyway, Dan, what do you got? I mean, I picked MVP. Alex picked, and the reason I did is because I saw MVP's interview on the Mighty Cast, and Demetrius Johnson was glazing him. He was acting like MVP could take fucking Cannonier down and submit him.
No shot. I'm gonna go MVP as well. The reason being, I actually like the weight difference here. MVP moving up to 185. MVP was elusive. Elusive to the welterweights. I missed that comment.
The fourth Ninja Turtle would be obviously
Iron Turtle. That's funny.
Jung Young. It was right there. Like 3 fucking comedic geniuses like us. None of us grabbed Jung Young Park, right?
But yeah, MVP. he's going to be the faster guy. He was faster than the welterweights. It's going to be a lot faster than old man Jared Cannonier, who, like you guys said, was a slovenly 265er. Yes, could he take him down if he gets his hands on him? Yeah, he could take him down, but he plods forward like the Muay Thai stance. Like, he's not going to get to MVP. Again, if he gets there, then we got some issues, but MVP is going to be way too elusive. It's going to be a boring fight. He's going to land 20 strikes per round to Jared Cannonier's 10 or 12, and he's going to win by decision. Give me MVP. Give me the over if you're not sure, because even if Cannonier wins, it's like you guys said, he's not knocking him out. He's going to take him down, but he's not going to submit him. Probably not going to ground and pound. MVP is good enough at this point, just like those long arms, keeping him at bay.
Your pick is sound and solid and good, and it's the right thing to do, especially given the line. However, I just see if MVP could do what he did to Kevin Holland in front of the Apex, what's he
170 do? 170 pounder.
But Kevin Holland knocks Jared Cannonier the fuck out. How about that?
No, he doesn't.
I don't know.
After you just saw that guy,
what about
after
Buckley?
you hold
on.
So you're telling me what happens if LA Gangster fights Jared Cannonier? What happens in that fight?
True. All right.
Okay. So now you're gonna tell me.
I kind of forgot about that D-Rod embarrassment, but he almost knocked D-Rod out too. He just got tired. It was a long fight. He had his moments in there against D-Rod. The thing is,
LA Gangster. We also beat that.
But it's like, okay. I see if MVP could do that. I wasn't talking about the weight. I was talking about if he could do that in the Apex. What's he gonna do when he's got that Chicago crowd roar? No, I'm serious. MVP. He
like that Chi-Town crowd.
Nothing like that shot.
Summertime
shy. He's gonna come out there. He's gonna come out. If he's smart, he comes out to, Touch the Sky by Kanye West, and just comes out, and the crowd goes, and then he's out there, and then he's just doing his thing, and he knees Jared Cannonier right here. Boom, breaks his ribs, elbow, crazy shit. Like, I want to see it, so I want it to, you know what I mean? Like,
I just picture Jared Cannonier in the cage afterwards. He's like, and then I got my crystals in line and my chakras too. Like, he loves crystals. He loves chakras. He loves Zen energy.
Pseudoscience bullshit.
Yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're like, I saw a crow.
Looks like I haven't worn sunblock in 10 years or went to the dentist, and I'm fine.
I went to the dentist. Look at these. You see those spaces? Look at those spaces. I'm smiling with confidence again. Thanks to my dentist. I will never not.
And how many years? Many years?
It was 10. I told them 6. It was 10.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Had to test it. I was wrong.
We got Jeff Neal versus Carlos Paredes. I love Hands of Steel, and I think this is kind of a similar matchup to the Michael Venom Page versus Jared Cannonier fight. Jared Cannonier and Jeff Neal kind of virtually identical on the feet. They throw a lot of ham hocks. They throw a lot of looping hooks, very heavy hands, not a lot of kicking, not a lot of wrestling. I think Carlos Prates is long, and he's going to win. He's going to keep him at bay, keep him at distance, knock him out. I think he knocks Jeff Neal out. I think Carlos Prates knocks Jeff Neal out. Carlos Prates, let's go. And I'll smoke a cig with you, my friend.
I love how you say this is just like the last fight. So I'm going to go the one that I'm equating to the guy that I picked against in the last fight. I almost feel like you just were too nervous to pick two, older dogs in a row who are, like you said, similar.
No, I came in with full intention of taking MVP. I came in with the full intent of taking MVP, and I talked myself out of it.
All right, so I'll put an asterisk next to that one. So then Prates, he almost knocked Ian Gary out in round 5. I think he learned a big lesson from that fight, which is, damn, I don't need to fucking I don't need to pace myself, just because it's a 5-round fight. I still have it even in those later rounds. And this one's not even a 5-round fight. So I think he puts it on Jeff Neal from the start. I think he knocks him out in round 1.
I don't know if he knocks him out in round 1 because
That's where the money is, Dan. You got to predict the round.
Well, here's the thing. Prates is a slow starter, and Jeff Neal has a granite, or should I say, a steel jawline. When was the last time that got knocked out? And if he was knocked out, it was probably by a really, really, really fucking good fighter. Not that Prates isn't, but it's going to be hard to do. So I'm going to go Prates by decision. That's probably where the real money's at. Not that I'm even going to go with that. I'm just going to go straight up money line at minus 250 last I saw. So the 2 plays for me are the over and Prates money line.
That's hilarious. That's the best comment of the day. That's the best comment of the month. Best comment of the year, in my opinion.
I gave it a favorite.
Did you see that, Dan?
Yeah, I saw it. It was good. Good stuff.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it was right next to all of his tonsil stones. They extracted all those too. The dirty boy never went to the dentist in 10 years.
But I'm back. It's like I never left. They honestly, my teeth are probably cleaner than both ears at this point. They took a fucking.
They're not. They're 100% not because for the last 3 years I've gone to the dentist every 6 months as a good boy should.
But you haven't been in 6 months.
I am due for a cleaning.
I'm going back. Guess what? I go back in 2 weeks.
That's not good.
No, good.
That's not good.
It's good.
They don't ask you to come back in 2 weeks ever for anything.
No, dude, no, it's fine. It's because we will get. I'm not talking about medical.
It's because I have cavities.
We're all taking.
It's because I have cavities and gingivitis, and
I have. By the way, never had a cavity in my entire life. Still haven't. So neither of you can say the same. Fucking.
No, I can. I can.
You can.
I can.
Okay, that's great.
I don't claim to have good teeth, but if you say something that's just not true about me, I have to say otherwise.
No. You have great teeth. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I've never had a cavity. So.
Well, I think the dentist is a scam anyway. But that being said,
it's not. Dan, listen. I thought that for 10 years. It's not a scam.
It's a scam.
Did you know
my teeth? My teeth. My heart's gonna be so bad.
Your teeth help with your heart health.
Did you see the fucking before and after?
No.
I'll send you my before and afters right fucking now, and you will be disgusted, and you will.
It's a
gingivitis is one of the leading.
It's aesthetic. It's aesthetic. It means nothing.
It's not. Death creeps into the gums.
Yes. Gingivitis is one of the leading causes of heart disease.
As you fucking slug down 15 beers, like that's what causes
I
heart
should
disease.
stop that too. That's not good.
That's the bigger deal, not flossing.
It's not one or the other. It's both.
I've had 4 high noons. I've had 4 high noons. The 4 high noons I've had have 0 sugar. That which is naturally there from fruit. Okay, so it's pretty much fucking healthy.
Okay.
She was like, "Do you drink it? What do you normally drink?" I was like, "If not water, alcohol." She was like, oh, "Okay." She's like, I was like, "So coffee?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, coffee every day." Yeah. I was like, "I don't know why I forgot to tell you that." Like,
it's the only one she wanted to hear because she's like, "How are your teeth this yellow?"
No, that's not why she asked. Leron Murphy versus Aaron Pico. Aaron Picogram versus Leron the Miracle Murphy.
Mr. Pico's been at Sam Calvitas as well with one Hamza Chimaev.
I mean, and it's like, what a matchup. Like they've really fed him to the wolves, right? But no, they didn't because Pico is a minus 135 slight favorite. So it's like appropriate matchup, it would seem.
But you know who else was too, Luke? Patchy Mix against another up-and-coming prospect such as Leron Murphy.
So listen, Leron Murphy is nothing if not a decision machine. This guy has 9 decision wins, 7 knockout wins, but in the UFC, Josh Emmett decision, Dan Ige decision, Edson Barbosa decision, Josh Cuiabá decision, Gabriel Santos decision split. Has not had a finish in the UFC since October 30th, 2021. We're talking almost 4 years without a finish in the UFC. And in between those 4 years, we're talking 3 canceled bouts. Most of them I'm probably assuming are on his opponent's side. I think that he's undefeated. You know, he took Zubaira to a draw, but other than that, he's completely undefeated, and I think people are afraid of him. Pico, you know, how do you get somebody to fight Leon Murphy? Well, you import him. So they imported Aaron Pico, and he has to fight him. He's, you know, Pico has lost to way worse guys than Murphy, but he was, again, fed to the wolves in Bellator. Now he's being fed to the wolves in the UFC. One might wonder, how did that go for him in Bellator? Not fucking well when they fed him to the wolves at a young age. But man never enters the same river twice. He's not the same man. It's not the same river. You'd be stupid to bet Aaron Pico here as a favorite making his UFC debut. Hasn't fought in a year and a half against a guy who fought 4 months ago against Josh Emmett at the top of the division. So I'm taking Leron Murphy.
Dan?
Completely disagree. Leron Murphy needs guys to play karate tag with him in order for him to win by decision. But real dogs like Aaron Pico, who are 27 years old, have been through wars, and are not afraid to go forward, those are the guys who beat Leron Murphy. Okay, guys who may not be as technical as him, but are not afraid to go through the fire. And by the way, I think Aaron Pico is better skilled at every facet of the game than Leron Murphy. The only cause for pause is UFC debut, co-main event. Does he get UFC jitters? It's a huge fight, huge card. That might be the case, but we know that Aaron Pico he's fought on the biggest. We saw him at MSG when he was like 16 years old. He's gone for Olympic trials and all those sorts of things, and I don't think the stage will be too big for him. So with that being the only X factor for me, I'm going to go with Aaron Pico. Pico Ram.
Dan, when Aaron Pico was wrestling for, you know, I don't think he ever wrestled at Olympic trials. I think he wrestled for the U16 world team and won the world championship at that ripe age of 16.
All right, whatever.
But I will tell you, at that time, Dan, wrestling wasn't Wells Fargo Center national championships like Luke and I were watching in the same room as Donald Trump. You know, I don't know.
Leron Murphy's British wrestling is better? Is British wrestling?
No, I'm saying in terms of the stage comment. I'm saying, like, regardless of his experience in Bellator, regardless of his experience on the world stage of wrestling, he's not going to have how many does United Airlines hold, right? That's Chicago's arena, I think.
At MSG, we were there.
He fought at MSG. But that crowd, that Bellator crowd ain't the same, Bubba.
I know what you're saying.
That was the beginning of the night, so there probably weren't as many people.
Yeah, like,
but also the thing is, it's like it's not really
you're in your first UFC fight. You're in a co-main event. You're fighting against Leron Murphy, who's never lost. You were supposed to fight against Movsar Evelev, who is a completely different stylistic matchup than Leron Murphy. Leron Murphy has great wrestling. He can keep somebody off him. He can take him down if he needs to. He's got some pretty decent striking. Aaron Pico's striking is mitt work, throwing as hard as you can at somebody's body and hoping that they fold. But if that doesn't sustain, if they can sustain that damage for more than 2 rounds, you're going to be pretty gassed in that 3rd round and the later half of the 2nd. I don't know. I think Leron Murphy has a really good chance. I think that Leron Murphy is just as good or better than Mario Batista, and I think that Patchy Mix is better than Aaron Pico, because I know for sure, because they fought for the same company and only one of them was a champion. So there you go. It was Patchy Mix, and he still came in and looked like a shell of himself coming into UFC, fighting a less caliber of a
as did Pitbull, and it's something they all talk about. They say, like, it is different. Even MVP says
different.
It's different.
It's different, Papa. Come on.
So anyway, no, I feel you though. I mean, listen, I was kind of coming in here thinking I was going to pick Pico, but I did too. Out of it when I saw the time it's been since he fought, coming into a new situation. This pressure is fucking on. And
co-main event too. He's not the curtain jerker. He's not
I'll be honest with you, I would have picked Evelev. I would have picked Evelev too.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have.
Was going to take down Murphy and hold him down. Like, he's so fucking athletic. Like, better wrestlers have failed to take down worse guys.
Yes.
You know?
And
or guys
I
with
would
less
have thought.
experience. Think about fucking Magomed Ankalaev couldn't take down Alex Pereira.
I disagree. I think that if he was fighting Movzar, I'd be more inclined to pick Aaron Pico because he could rely on that wrestling more. And Movzar Evelev is only wrestling. And we saw Movzar Evelev struggle with a worse wrestler than Aaron Pico in Aljamain Sterling. Movzar Evelev lost that fight, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
So I would have picked Aaron Pico against Movzar Evelev, but Leroy Murphy is one of the most well-rounded fighters in this division. And if you're losing to fucking Randy Bendejos and these other guys that are in Bellator who have, 10 fights on a big stage professionally, every other thing is regional scene bullshit. Nah, dude, fuck that. Like, give me Leroy Murphy. Leroy Murphy is a dog here. I came in fully intending to pick Aaron Pico. I came in fully intending to pick MVP. Talk myself out of both. I think Leroy Murphy has a better chance than any dog on the card to beat Aaron Pico.
Word up. All right. Alex and I double P certified picks, 65% accurate over.
Except for one other dog. Sorry, I forgot somebody else was a dog.
Okay, so Charlet, new to the chat. He's kind of
I'm
Italian,
white.
mostly just average white. So
What was the comment saying that I can't wear a 4th of July pin?
no, he said Bettman's still wearing his 4th of July outfit. Bro's a patriot.
That's right.
And then he said, "Is that Jason Schwartzman?" Everyone's just interested in seeing who we look like. You know?
Who's Jason Schwartzman? Oh, is he the guy?
Funny People. Yo Teach. He's Yo Teach in Funny People.
Dan does kind of look like Jason.
I think they were talking about you.
No, man.
We're talking about you.
No. He's not Mexican.
Who do I look like?
Jason Schwartzman isn't Mexican, and he doesn't look Mexican. The same person said I was Mexican. How could they be talking about me?
Okay. A former Mexican thinks that Dan looks like Bradley Cooper.
I could see it.
Spot on.
He's like Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings Playbook, running that marathon and being a psychopath. He's out here running away from my bad bets. Just running all summer. Okay, so you know why I don't run? I stand my ground. I plant my boots in the land I love, and I stand and fight. I don't need to run. All right, Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. I'm going to just come right out and say it. I'm going to come right out and fucking say it. Khamzat Chimaev is going to cut through Dricus Du Plessis like a hot knife through butter. He's going to pick him up. He's going to take him down. He's going to beat the piss out of him in either TKO or submission. And it's going to happen in round 1 or it's going to happen in round 2. He is going to cut through Dricus Du Plessis like a hot knife through butter. Khamzat by finish, I saw is flirting around minus 115. I lost $500 plus my father-in-law's $500 when I told him Khamzat Chimaev was going to cut through Gilbert Burns like a hot knife through butter. And
how did that go?
And we bet Khamzat by finish, and it went to a decision.
Another fight. Hold on, Luke. 1 sec. Another fight where Luke is talking about a 170-pounder and comparing them to a 185er, which is 15 pounds heavier, 15 pounds less weight they have to cut, and they can walk around at 205, 225, 230. You're
Doesn't
crazy.
matter. Let me finish.
You have no
Let me
logic.
just finish, and then you can have your time. I believe Khamzat Chimaev is going to finish Dricus Du Plessis within the first 2 rounds. That's my pick. I saw him pick up DC in the fucking embedded or whatever it was. Khamzat is
he got a hernia from that.
Even Dricus Du Plessis addressed it in his interview. He's like, "Yeah, ran into fucking Godzilla. The guy's 6'8". He is towering over Dricus Du Plessis. He is going to pick Dricus Du Plessis was taken down by Darren Till in a scramble. He was taken down by Robert Whittaker. You know what these two have in common? They both can't wrestle a lick compared to Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat is going to pick him up, carry him across the cage to his own corner, take him down, S-mount, pound, win. Smash. Rounds. Khamzat, round 1, round 2, round 3. Then second bet, Hamzat round 1, round 2. Third bet, Hamzat round 1. Fourth bet, Hamzat by finish, pyramid style. And that's your night, because then you don't need to worry about anything until the main event. And then once the main event's over, it's all over. You don't need to worry about chasing it, getting it back. That's my play. That's my strategy. Hamzat, back up the Brinks truck, win the money I lost on him. I already won that back when he fucking submitted Robert Whitaker in the first round. In Alex's, I won that back the same night Max Holloway got knocked out, or Volk got knocked out by Ilia Topuria. I won that shit all back already, but I'm gonna fucking say this emphatically: Hamzat by finish.
Luke, for some reason, thinks that, and now this is around the horn. Now this is officially around the horn. Luke, for some reason, thinks that Hamzat can get a finish in round 3 when he hasn't been able to fight 2 full rounds and win 2 full rounds unless he's fighting against the white Mike Tyson. What's that guy's name?
John Phillips.
John Phillips. Unless he's fighting against GM3, right?
How about Robert Whitaker? Robert Whitaker,
he submitted in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. I said
but
round 1.
You're saying there's a chance, but you said round 2, 3, 4,
That was like an afterthought add-on, just knowing that you
Luke,
can.
You're talking about building pyramids. Flat Earth man over here. Flat Earth man over here wants to talk about building pyramids. Don't you know? Man can't build pyramid. Man can't build pyramid. That's alien intelligence. That's AI. That's the first AI. Okay, that's alien intelligence building those pyramids. That's why there's all those, water fucking funnels that you keep sending me videos about that I don't give a fuck about. Oh, they're communicating with fucking vibrations through the water, man. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care. I'm Ilia Topuria. What does it matter? Earth round, Earth flat. I still walk, brother. I don't give a fuck about whatever the shape it is. Okay? DDP is going to DP Hamzat Chimaev whatever way he wants to do it. He's going to penetrate him in the face. He's going to penetrate him in the back. He's going to penetrate him in the back of the head. He's going to kill him. DDP is a different type of guy, okay? He got his nose fixed. His cardio is fine. Hamzat's got the cardio that's a question mark. He can't finish a 170-pounder in Kamaru Usman. He can't finish a 170-pounder in Gilbert Burns. And you think he's going to come in here, take down big, bad Dricus du Plessis, and finish him. You are an insane person. He almost got finished by Gilbert Burns. He almost got finished by Kamaru Usman. That fight should have been a draw against Kamaru Usman. And everybody knows that. At the very least, Kamaru Usman beat the shit out of Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev doesn't have anything for DDP. DDP is willing to die in there, but more importantly, he's willing to kill in there. And he's going to kill Hamzat Chimaev. He's going to leave Hamzat Chimaev in a pool of his own blood and his lip chin fucking withering in the wind.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I could see what you're saying. I could see what both of you were saying, in that if the fight ends in the first 2 rounds, it's Chimaev. If it ends in rounds 3, 4, 5, it's DDP. So
I disagree with that. Oh. DDP can knock him out in the first round. Hamzat Chimaev has showed me nothing.
No, he can't. But at least that's my take on it. I'm going to go with Chimaev, but I'm not crazy about it. If I have a lot of money to win, I'm going to hedge. If it's just a break even or, win a little bit, I'm just going to roll the dice and go with Chimaev. I'm not crazy about it. I am a fan of DDP. I think he does have...
Wait, can I ask you a question, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
You have these aspirations of... hold on one second. Oh, shit, I'm late, but Dan's back. Hell yeah, CBGB MMA. Thank you very much.
CMABG, let's go.
Catch it on the replay. Please catch it on the replay. Great episode. You didn't miss anything. Well,
you missed everything.
Well, but it's all recorded for you to watch. So, you said that... What did you say? Well, I interrupted you.
If I have a lot to win, I'll hedge.
Yeah, okay. So you have aspirations of winning, a $200,000 parlay. Does the main event play no part in that? Because if you get to, you don't think
if I get to that point, I'll probably
Cash
wuss
out?
out. I'll probably wuss out, and I'll cash out for like 60 grand.
Dan, take Khamzat Chimaev then. Take Khamzat Chimaev, because if you have DDP as the last leg of your parlay, they're not even going to give you a cash out option. And you'd rather have the underdog to hedge on anyway, because it'll be easier.
They'll give you a cash out with Chimaev. They won't with DDP.
You pay 30.
That's what I
You
just
pay
said.
37% tax in America on gambling winnings. So if you win 200K, you're going to take 74K.
Yeah, but you take the 200K, you put it in a high interest yield, and then by the time they pay taxes on it, the yield will cover up what the tax you have to pay.
But then you have to pay the earnings on the yield.
No, you don't, because
You have to
you'll pay interest on bank interest. No.
Well, but Dan has a really good 37% return rate yield. That does.
It's 3% over the next year that I have to pay it. That's 36% right there.
Well, it's August, so you have 8.
Okay, so it's 9% off. Oh. And actually, no.
You're better off just losing
because
it.
it gets bigger.
You're better off just losing it. They don't pay anything. No. All right. Listen, I'm just saying that
DraftKings makes it super simple. They send you a W-2.
You're not thinking your manifestations through clearly enough to the point where you.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just pull the trigger and I just won't hedge. Maybe I won't. Okay.
No, I mean, I think what you would do is
don't do that.
I think you just bet across every. Okay, you want to know what I would do? Because I've already thought it through. I would bet the max bet on the other side across every sportsbook app on my phone, because they all have a max bet limit. So I would literally just overdraft my bank account on every single sportsbook and bet what the max bet is to win the most possible on the other side, and hedge that way. But if I might also just cash out, like you said. But my point is, if you have an amount in your mind, you got to think, what am I going to do when the fucking road gets icy? Like, am I going to stay the course, or am I going to cash it out? And if I'm going to cash it out, why even put the main event on there if I'm going to cash it out? Might as well just leave it off.
I hate to be that guy. I hate to be
then
that
you cash
guy.
out on the
I
one
hate to
before.
be that guy.
Yeah, then you cash out on the one before. So it's like, just see it through.
Guys, I hate to be that guy, but we're gonna run through our full picks now. And that's it. And I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna lead.
Dan did pick. Yeah.
I'm going Chimaev.
We all picked. Yeah.
If you're rolling with me, it's DDP, Lerone Murphy, Carlos Prates, Jared Cannonier, Kai Asakura, Diego Ferreira, Gerald Mershart. Ooh, a new fight was just added.
Jesus Christ.
Suzerkiev versus Nolan. Give me Suzerkiev. Just, that's logic right there,
Wait, who was that?
Baisanger Suzerkiev.
Right, never mind. Never heard of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Give me Suzerkiev. I'll take that with confidence. Andrade, Hooper, Barbosa, Battle, Silva, Cezinado, and Idris Alibi. I gotta go, boys. I'm about to piss my.
Did you say Silva? Yeah, you took Silva, right?
Kareem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Battle, Barbosa.
He's taken 6 dogs that I know of. I don't know about the Ultimate Fighter guys.
You took Godinez too, right?
No, I did not take Godinez. Oh, I didn't take 6 dogs, did I?
I'll count them up for you. I got them right here. You that we know about. You took Barbosa, Andrade, GM.
Barbosa's not a dog. Neither is Battle. No. Neither is Silva. So Barbosa, next question. Hooper's not a dog.
Barbosa is a dog.
No, he's not. He's a minus 150 favorite.
So Andrade, GM3, Cannonier, Murphy, DDP. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you know what? When you said Barbosa, I was thinking of Lady Barbosa, who's a dog. So
my mistake.
Well, wait, no. So Andrade, GM3, that's 2 dogs. And then Cannonier, Murphy, 4, DDP. And Murphy's slight, so. As
that's
are probably
pick 'em. That's pick 'em. That's
all right.
That's pick 'em.
Take care,
later, fellas. Love you.
Bud.
Go ahead, Dan.
I'm going to go with, from the top, Chimaev, Aaron Pico, Carlos Prates, Michael Page, Kai Asakura, King Green, Michael Olajeszuk, Lupita Godinez, Chase Hooper, Jakar Close, Brian Battle, Karine Silva, and I guess Rodrigo Cezinando and Alibi Idris.
Beautiful. Well, with 3 of us back in the seats, we only got 3 Cholby Certified picks for you. First, my picks: Hamzat Chimaev, Leron Murphy, Carlos Pratis, Michael Venom Page, Kaya Sakura, Diego Freya, Michael Lord Olejeshuk, Lupita Godinez, Anthony Hernandez, Jakar Close, Nursultan Ruzaboev, Dion Barbosa, Donchenko over Cezinado, and Idris over Moraes. First 2, these are Ultimate Fighter fights, debutantes. But I think my dogs are Ruzaboev, Barbosa, Hernandez, Close, Page, Murphy. So we got a few dogs there. Hernandez, I'd leave off. Barbosa, I'd leave off. Other than that, I'm pretty confident with all those other picks. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. The Trophy Certified picks for the first time in 11 weeks. Carlos Pratas, Kaya Sakura, and Al-Libi Idris. I'd say the top 2. Dan didn't watch Ultimate Fighter, so Sakura and Pratas, those are the ones you should go with. And with that, thank you all. It's been a great show. Extra long episode. Sorry for being late, but there's 3 hours for you. Enjoy it. The return of Dan. We love you. Goodbye.
See you.